Thank you for being a part of BSDN Live coverage of the Blair Bears. We're proud to partner with many local businesses that are supporting all of the Blair School activities. Join us in thanking them as well. Awful Nice Guys Heating and Air Conditioning, locally serving Washington County for 25 years and counting. Find out more about Mike Beebe and the team at awfulniceguys.com. Memorial Community Hospital and Health System, serving Blair, Fort Calhoun, and Tacoma with continued expansion of services from birth and beyond. Learn more at mchhs.org. Woodhouse Auto Family, serving our community and the world with all of your driving needs. Search woodhouse.com. For real estate, nobody knows Washington County like WC Real Estate. Blair Eye Associates, Dr. Ryan Palmer. Jackson and Associates, Inc. RVR Bank for your local banking and wealth management needs. Balls Out Motors, Tax and Business Consultants, Turnkey Nerds, SEI Security Equipment, Inc., and Great Plains Communications.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome here to Crans Field in Blair, Nebraska, the first home football game of the year for your Blair Bears. They'll take on Lincoln Pius tonight. Brian Abrahams along with Dan Dahlgren, excited to be back again with you, Dan. Going to see a few new faces out there on the field and also on the Bears coaching staff here. So a little bit unknown, I guess, but maybe as we get set to go through the starting lineups in the national anthem, we'll be in and out of commercials. But while we have the chance, what are we looking forward to tonight?
Yeah, and folks, we weren't able to do the away game, I think, last week, and sometimes that has a little to do with the other team in the stadium. So I think I'll yield to you, sir,
Perfect.
and if you want to get the national anthem in here.
Good idea. We will yield to the Blair High School Marching Band for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have starters for you. All right, very good. Welcome back here to Crans Field. They'll retire the colors here as we get back to the call of the game. As I mentioned earlier, the Bears will take on Lincoln Pius, and now we'll turn the mic over to Dan and give us sort of I know we're a game into the season, but it's our first time seeing the Bears. We'll get a bit of a preseason review from you.
Yeah, I mean, it's new coaching staff, right? Coach Will Landsman and Coach Sokup is probably off watching his son play, or you know, he's a Husker now. So, yeah, Coach Landsman. What do we know? Well, folks, I know his background. I don't know exactly. Brian and I had a little conversation beforehand. Not exactly sure what we're going to see. It appeared from last week some pretty decent base offenses, and again, as the program loses players, new players come up, and folks, I got to be honest with you, we know the familiar faces, the Blaze Baumans and everything. There's some good experience out there. However, you're going to hear a lot of names. Sophomores. Your starting quarterback Leggett is a sophomore, I believe, and so you're going to see. You're going to be kind of getting it through our eyes and our big mouths, but really a lot of things are going to be new too. And again, I'm kind of excited. It's a change. And so you got new coaching staff, new assistant coaches. Some existing assistant coaches are still out there, so you got a little tie to the old. And Coach Landsman, obviously, from what I can tell, has been very organized and has the kids playing well. But again, they are young, and so setting expectations. Why I don't know. At this point, we had this talk before we came on air. Listen, this is a great year to identify the kids that are young, that are coming up, and it's a tough schedule. You heard me talk about it last year. I'm not gonna whine about it again. It's a brutal schedule. You're gonna play 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9. And this is the rest of the season, folks.
That's
every week.
Class B rankings is what you're talking
right.
about.
And you're gonna play them every week. So you will play the state championship team, and you'll probably play the team that's playing them in the state championship. But you know what? Hey, it's a chance to build character a bit, and so much of this game is that. So I'm excited, Brian. It's good to be back in here with you. Always enjoy that. And folks, as it unrolls and we learn a little bit more about this young squad, we'll do our best to get it out there to you.
Yeah, totally agree. It just doesn't feel like fall until we're back in the broadcast booth together, Dan. So now that it's September, we can go ahead and do that. We're ready for the opening kickoff. The Bears will send back Hayden Daggett and Andrew Smutney back there to receive. Both of them offensive starters as well. We'll try to get the offensive starters as the Bears offense takes the field. Remember, Blair, as I mentioned, is 0-1. They lost to Lincoln Standing Bear last week. Close game, 24-21 was your final in that one.
Overtime, I believe.
Yep, that's exactly right. Pius, not quite so fortunate. They're 0-1 as well, but they lost to Elkhorn North, one of the best teams in Class B, if not the best team at the moment. 46-0 was the final in that one. So they will, both teams looking to get back in the right side of the win column here. Bears will work from left to right. Not really a breath of wind out there as we're underway. It'll be Smutney taking the ball at the 10. He's out to the 15 to the 20. Gets a block there, spins past the tackle, and he's out near the 30-yard line. Thought maybe that was a flag, but somebody lost a shoe on the play. It'll be pretty good starting field position for the Bears. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 29.
Yeah, and we saw Andrew step up and contribute quite a bit last year, so that's one of the names I certainly scribbled down. I was kind of excited to see him with a year of age on him. And Hayden Daggett back there, of course, really came on during track season, became, as kids grow into themselves, we figured out that he's one of the fastest kids in the state now. And it was fun as heck to see him, and excited to watch him tonight.
Be a good asset to have out there. The starting quarterback, as Dan mentioned, is sophomore Brevin Leggett. He will take the first snap and hand it off to his senior tailback, Blaze Bauman. Blaze hit in the backfield, but able to climb his way forward for about a yard. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, Blaze obviously has been a starter for the last 2 years. So this will be his 3rd year in that backfield, and really a great athlete, right? He's good in several sports. He's a good kid too, and I think he came off of somewhere around 185 or 190 yards last week in the game you didn't see if you weren't there, but he'll be getting the rock a lot.
They'll go out a shotgun here on 2nd down. It's Bauman again to the left side with some room to run. He's out to the 40, to the 45, and he's finally tripped up at the 46. That will be enough for a 1st down as he picked up about 16 on the play.
Yeah, and I'm at the Y a lot, right? Just trying to fight off the old guy thing, and if you want to see a gym rat, you've got to see Blaze Bauman since the kid was in 7th or 8th grade. But again, one thing's interesting about his body this year is I thought maybe he'd keep the growing and come in here at 215, 220 pounds, but I think he's kept his weight in around the 185, 190 range, and you know what? He's quick. He's quick of foot, and that's going to help him.
Yeah, he's quick and a hard runner, too. We'll see if they give him the ball here on 1st down. It's a play action. Rolling out is Leggett. Fires a pass in and out of the hands of Colin McCabe, his intended receiver. Good effort there, really, by Leggett to keep that play alive. And a very catchable ball at about the 45-yard line of Pius. Just went through the hands of McCabe, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, if you watched the Cowboys last night, that was what we call now a CeeDee Lamb. And, again, hit him in the hands, scrambled, kind of broke off and ran it out, which is what he should be doing when his quarterback's going that way. And the ball was right on the numbers. Just got to pull that in.
Important for the Bears to stay on schedule here. So on 2nd and 10, they'll switch. Leggett under center instead of out of the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. That's McCabe. He'll take the snap, turns, hands off to Bauman. Straight forward this time. Blaze runs into contact and again sort of plows his way to near midfield. They're going to give him the 49, so it'll be a gain of 3. It's going to set up third down, and it'll be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, I would say that would be a gain of 3 and 3 yards after contact because he was met at the line of scrimmage. And, again, as I said, he's kind of a specimen, so it's kind of hard to take one guy on him, and he basically carried that guy 3 yards. That's all effort. So
Bears shuttling the plays in and out with receivers as Maxwell Rump comes off. Andrew Smutney runs the play in. Will work from shotgun with 2 receivers to the right side as McCabe goes in motion. They'll fake the handoff, and they'll throw it to McCabe. It's a backwards pass. We've got some running room to work with here, but nice job by the Pius defense coming up and making the tackle is Brady Schottenkirk back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss. Well, they're going to give him little forward progress. Lose 2 on the play. It's 4th and 9.
Yeah, it set up. It was kind of predictable, right? And defense basically was set up, and by the time he got the ball in his hands out there, there's 3 guys coming at him. So not much room to go. And again, we're going to say it again this year. We hope they kind of keep an eye on the middle of the field because at this level of football, that's where a lot of the yards are.
Bears will punt it away. Luke Donner on to punt. Morrow back to return for Pius. It's a good punt. Lands around the 15. Actually takes a Pius bounce down to about the 20-21 yard line. And that's where we'll see the Bears defense for the first time as Pius will take over. 8:51 left to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, offense kind of vanilla, kind of, sometimes you come out and you run some set plays just to see how the defense shifts and the people up the booth and on the sidelines get to talking a little bit and figure out, well, this is what we're seeing, right? So it's not uncommon not to march down the field, against a good opponent. So I'm kind of excited to see the defense here.
Couple of familiar names on the defense, meaning they started on offense and defense, but we do see several fresh faces out there. Again, we'll try to get you those names throughout the evening here. First play for Pius is going to be handoff right up the middle. Ball carrier was Henry Sutler, I believe. Got to about the 23, be a gain of 2, sets up second down, and we'll call it 8.
Yeah, Pius turning around and calling the play at the line of scrimmage. Quick go.
You're a good call, Dan. They are going quick. It'll be another handoff. Whoa. Big hit coming in from the linebacker spot there.
Who's my favorite guy today? Jackson Logan. That's my dog. Did you see that? That's how we play football, folks. So it kind of got off one tackle, and number 16, he escorted him to the ground very quickly. Nice job.
Big
nice
hit
job,
from
16.
that safety spot there by Logan. And as Dan said, dropped him for only a short gain. It's 3rd and 6. Pius again going quickly. Passes out. It's complete across the 30 and down to about the 40-yard line. Charlie Morrow is the receiver who picks up the yardage. Dan, that's a name we're probably going to hear quite a bit this evening.
Yeah, as I recall, good track kid, right? One of your kids that probably Daggett would know pretty well because I'm sure they ran against each other quite a bit, as I recall. But, a little breakdown in coverage there. I think we seen somebody get out there late, and in that particular coverage, he's wide open for about the first 15 yards, so a little breakdown.
Easily, quarterback rolling to his left, fires it out in the flat, pass is complete. Getting away from tacklers to the 45 and into Blair territory is going to be Carter Goki. Picks up some good yardage there and another first down. Pretty good pass, Dan, really out into the flat. Goki with a nice athletic play. The ball was behind him, made 2 men miss, and picked up about 12 yards.
Yeah, pretty good size on the kid, too. And it looked like Blair had pretty decent, pressure on the quarterback, at least getting through the block, getting a hand up. That'd be Bo Meyer, I think, on this side.
On 1st and 10, they'll throw it out into the flat again. Little wide receiver screen, passes complete, and following his blockers out inside of the Blair 40 is going to be Schottenkirk. He picked up just shy of 10. They'll say it's a gain of 9, sets up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, play was set up pretty well. It showed itself pretty quick. Blair's just got to be a little bit quicker picking these things up, right? So they're not looking anything off. They're running what they want at this point, and Blair on their heels a little bit. So time to mix things up and get upfield.
Maddox Easley, the starting quarterback for Pius, wants to go deep on first down, looking down the sideline, and the pass is caught by Morrow inside of the 10, down to the 8. We have flags thrown on the play, likely going to be a defensive pass interference, which will be, of course, declined by Pius.
Yeah, Blair indicating they think it's the other way, but I got to tell you, folks, I think it's going to be on the defense, and I think they'll decline it. But let's see what the call is.
It is on the Bears. Andrew Korth was the defensive back in coverage there.
It's so tough when you see the contact is initiated by the defense, the offense shoves back, right, and then all of a sudden they're wide open. I'm going, well, if you grab them and chuck and they shove off you, they ain't going to call it, folks. So pretty good catch there.
Chance for the Bears defense to stand tall here. It's 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Easley will hand off to the second man through, carrying it inside of the 5 down to about the 3. That's going to be Hunter Navrical. It'll set up 2nd down and about 3. Logan in on the tackle again.
Yeah, Blair getting pushed around a little bit up front there, Brian. That's going to be a little bit of an issue, right?
They'll hand it to Navrical again on 2nd down. He's met at about the 2-yard line, falls forward short of the goal line. He's inside of the 1. Pius wanting to go quickly there. Now it looks like they're going to huddle up. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Well, tough place to be. Sometimes you get lucky, get an offsides down there and get a little space for your defense. But at this point, just a foot.
Bears going to lean on that defensive line, see if they can step up and make a play here. There's the snap. They'll hand it off right up the middle. Navrical twisting and turning and fighting his way, and the official on the far side says he is into the end zone. A 1-yard touchdown run for Hunter Navrical, and Pius takes the early lead here, 6-0.
Yeah, a little too easy, folks. So it seemed like everything they wanted to do, whether it's screens or throwing the ball out in the flat a little bit or running, kind of worked. So I have to put a pencil to that a little bit.
Carter Peck, I believe, is the kicker for Pius. His kick is true. It's up and good. With 5:12 left to play in the first quarter, Lincoln Pius leads Blair 7-0. We'll step away for 60 seconds. We'll be back on BSDN Live.
Thank you for being a part of BSDN Live coverage of the Blair Bears. We're proud to partner with many local businesses that are supporting all of the Blair School activities. Join us in thanking them as well. Awful Nice Guys Heating and Air Conditioning, locally serving Washington County for 25 years and counting. Find out more about Mike Beebe and the team at awfulniceguys.com. Memorial Community Hospital and Health System, serving Blair, Fort Calhoun, and Tacoma with continued expansion of services from birth and beyond. Learn more at mchhs.org. Woodhouse Auto Family, serving our community and the world with all of your driving needs. Search woodhouse.com. For real estate, nobody knows Washington County like WC Real Estate.
Let me know when you're ready. Welcome back here to Crayons Field on BSDN Live. It's Brian Abrahams and Dan Dahlgren. 5:12 left to play in the first quarter. Lincoln Pius will kick it away. They lead it now 7-0. Carter Peck tees it up at the 40. Hayden Daggett and Andrew Smutney back to return.
Yeah, it's probably really important here that Blair calm down here and answer, and let's see what kind of game we're going to have, right? It's 7's not going to win it. I'm pretty sure of that, folks.
Low kick handled by one of the up men out across the 30 to the 33-yard line before he got his helmet knocked off. There's Carson Fowl. It's a name we called last year too, Dan. We talked about it in the pregame. Not listed as an offensive starter, but I'd imagine he's probably running back number 2 right behind Blaze. We may see that.
Yeah, stepped up last year and gave Blaze a blow here and there, and did a pretty good job. Runs pretty well. It was actually pretty hard return. Got hit pretty well. So a little shorter kick, but we'll start at the 32.
1st and 10 from the right side of the field at the 32-yard line, as Dan said. Leggett under center. He'll take the snap. Off tackle to Bauman, and Blaze is wrapped up. Tried to stay on his feet there, but the official said he touched down right back at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and you can tell, Dan, that Pius has done their homework. They are keying on 25.
Yeah, I mean, you've got probably 3 or 4 guys that are just keyed on 25, and I always kind of think, you got a 6'5" tight end out there, and stuff. I mean, it's time to, loosen them up a little bit, and Blair will traditionally do that by running, something to stretch the field, right? Even if it's not to gain a bunch of yards, just to get the field stretched. But just don't forget those tight ends. Big part of the game.
Exactly, and they'll send Bohmeyer split out here. 2
there
receivers to either side, and Leggett doesn't have time to get it to him. The defensive line for Pius swarms him under at about the 25-yard line. That'll be a loss of 7 on the play. That's going to bring up a long 3rd down.
Yeah, I mean, that's 5 guys blocking 4 guys, so you got to give him at least what we always talk about, 3, possibly 4 counts to get things developed. But, yeah, Bo kind of went a little seam route, and nobody was on him. But by then, defensive got, the line had got to the quarterback. So you got to get your hands on. You got to block. So right, it's pass blocking. So got to be an athlete.
They will leave Bauman in the backfield next to Leggett on his right side. Myers shifts to the tight end on the left side. There's a snap. They're trying to set up the screen. Pius is ready for it. Leggett rolls to his right, still working his way up the sideline. Got back to the original line of scrimmage before he's knocked out of bounds, right at about the 31, 32-yard line. So good effort there by Brevin Leggett. He's down, though, on the field at the moment here. That's not a good sign for the Bears. Starting quarterback took a pretty good shot, and now the Bears training staff is out there taking a look at him.
Yeah, I think my take on the play, by the time Leggett scrambled and was looking at receivers downfield, he also had linemen that were set up for a screen and then just kind of drifted beyond, the 5 yards. So he throws the ball, they're gonna bring it back anyway. So really at that point, running's all he could do. So he's on his feet and appears to be nothing's hanging. So he might just took a pretty good shot over there.
Yeah, it looks like he may be shaking out that left ankle, left knee.
I see that.
Perhaps, but imagine we will see him back in the game. 3 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Donner out to punt it away again. Charlie Morrow waits at about his 30. It's a high snap, flag thrown at the same time. Donner gets away a really nice punt, high spiral, handled by Morrow at the 30 with a fair catch. But let's see what the flag was for.
Well, I think maybe the defense got across a little bit early is the only thing I thought I saw, but I'm not sure. Blair will choose to maybe re-kick that if that's the case. It could also be, motion before the ball was snapped. I didn't see that, but it looked like that the defender coming in off of the Pius side of the field maybe got a step across. Nope, it's us.
It is a formation penalty against the Bears.
Okay.
And Pius will decline it. They'll take the fair catch, or the ball rather, from where the fair catch was called. I think the officials are trying to decide where to put it down. So they get the 5 yards on the end of the play, I guess, Dan. So they'll move it out to the 35-yard line.
All right, D.
Chance for the defense now to step up here. 2:46 left in the opening quarter. Bears down 7-0. Easily the quarterback will work from the shotgun, looks to his right, passes out, and through the hands of his intended receiver. Actually had a couple of receivers out there. Went over the head of Morrow and also Joey Buss. Incompletion stops the clock, but more importantly brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Blair coming out running at least the line of scrimmage, a little more man versus a little less thinking in that, right? It's athlete on athlete, and maybe things don't develop as fast, and they get a chance to get upfield and rush the passer. But
Bolt's going to go back to the ground game here, and Carson Fowl right on top of it. He's in there to almost take the handoff as he wraps up the tailback before he could even get started. The ball carrier was Navarcole. He's dropped for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is, young man, if you listen to this tonight or tomorrow, if you got line of sight on him, hit him, right? you're pinching down. There's nobody blocking you. We kind of went in and grabbed him and threw him down. But, listen, you're down. We can take turnovers. We can take anything. He didn't see you, so it's a good chance to go in there and put your shoulder on the ball and put your helmet on the ball and hit somebody.
Take a big shot, right?
Right.
On 3rd and 12, easily back to pass. He's pressured, steps up in the pocket, passes out, and incomplete. There's good coverage that time by Andrew Korth.
Yeah, Bo Meyer doing a pretty good job staying active. It was not what you would call a thunderous rush, right? He's kind of going to contain over there too. When it was obviously the only thing he could do was step up and throw. Bo kind of slid off his guy and was kind of on him when he threw it, so there wasn't much chance. That's one that you might want to get a bead on and get a pick. But Blair offense looks like it's going to get another chance here. Calm down, get this thing going.
Defense did what they had to do. Smutney is back to return for the Bears.
Short.
At about his 25-yard line. Ball takes a big hop. He scoops it up at the 27. Gets a couple of blocks on his feet to run. Smutney twists his way out of a couple of tackles.
Good block.
Gets a big block, still on his feet. Smutney to the near side, and he's finally knocked out of bounds.
You want to get a team going.
At about the 40-yard line.
Make a play like that, folks.
What a great return there for the Bears punt return team, and Andrew Smutney leading the way.
You want to get your boys going, make a play like that. Nice, hats off to you, Smutney. Nice job. I don't know how many tackles he broke, and good cutbacks. And along the way, people stayed engaged. We pulled off what would have been a clip over here and then supported him when he went up the sideline and made some key blocks. So, listen, guys, folks, that's the kind of effort it's going to take. You know, you're not dripping with 6 All-State kids here. You got to go out and play. Get on it. So we'll see if this gets them going a little bit, huh?
Great starting field position for the Bears. They'll start at the Pius 40. Leggett's under center. Motions Meyer to his left side.
There we go.
Fake the handoff, rolls to his left. Receivers are covered up pretty well. Leggett's trying to create some space now with his legs, and he will just get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe picked up a yard on the play. Pretty good poise out there for the sophomore quarterback, and he brings up second down, and they'll say he got a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9.
I love the bootleg call. So timing a little bit off between him and Bo Meyer. Bo shifted over to that side, and Bo maybe rounded off his route a little bit and was actually showing the flat while he was still in the boot process. So you really want to get that thing a little more rigid, run a nice straight out route, and the timing's there, and you're going to be open. So it's definitely there.
They'll send McCabe in motion on second down. Hand off to Bauman. Makes the first man miss. Blaze trying to bounce it outside, and he's not going to be able to do so. He's wrapped up by a couple of Thunderbolt defenders. A little bit of activity after the whistle by Bauman and Carter Goki, but everybody's parted ways now. Loss of a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10. 2 down territory here probably, Dan, right?
Yeah, it may be. At this point, depending on what you're playing for, we're playing to get better. So, yeah, Blaze wasn't going down, and it wasn't a real quick whistle. And after they blew it, the kid's still kind of trying to spin him down, which, here I can show you during the break,
You got to watch
I
your
just
ankles.
spin you down. You're going down.
Yeah.
And Blaze didn't appreciate that too much. So, but again, you want to tick a kid off, that's probably not the one. So we'll see how this plays out.
3rd and 10. Bears are going to throw it. Leggett with a lot of space as he rolls to his left. Now he's pressured and
that's
gets rid of the ball. Not sure he got it back to the line of scrimmage. This might be a grounding call here. He was outside of the tackle box for sure.
I think he's got to get to the line of scrimmage. It may have. No, that's going to get the flag.
The flag.
Which really doesn't hurt him. Well, I guess it's high school punting. It's not, you're not going to boot it down in the end zone from here every time. But
right. So unfortunate that the Bears offense couldn't take advantage.
Well, he's from the line of scrimmage, where he's doing these boots, where he's kicking outside, where he's running out of pocket. He's doing a nice job. What he's not doing is putting the ball up in the air, right? And if somebody's not wide open, he's not releasing the ball. But folks, this is high school. So if you've got a guy that's got 3 yards, then lead him. And, you're going to find out that even if you throw an interception down at the 10-yard line, well, folks, I mean, that's as good as a punt. So he's got to let that thing fly a little bit. You got to give your receivers a chance, right? Unless you're a guy that's going to run like Lamar Jackson. If you're going to run.
Right.
But he didn't want to run, and he didn't want to throw. So I guess my feedback would be is, I understand not forcing a ball into double coverage, but those guys are running single coverage, two of them. I mean, put the ball out there and let your folks get a chance. So I'm sure maybe that's a little bit of feedback he'll get.
Well, after the punt, Pius will take over inside of their 20. Donner got it to the 19-yard line before it went out of bounds.
All right, D.
So likely be the last play of the first quarter. We've got about 6.5 seconds left here in the first. Easily under center. He will toss it to his tailback here on the left side. He's wrapped up high and dropped for a loss on the play. Nice job coming in, making the tackle.
Nice job.
Oh, that Griffin Rosterman, I think. First man to him.
Yeah, Griffin had a good week last week between him and Blaze. You're looking at I don't know, 13, 14 solo tackles. So, Griffin, we got our eye on you too.
Great play by Rosterman to take us to the end of the quarter. We'll head away for 60 seconds. We'll be back with the second quarter. Bears down 7-0 on BSDN Live.
Thank you for being a part of BSDN Live coverage of the Blair Bears. We're proud to partner with many local businesses that are supporting all of the Blair School activities. Join us in thanking them as well. Awful Nice Guys Heating and Air Conditioning, locally serving Washington County for 25 years and counting. Find out more about Mike Beebe and the team at awfulniceguys.com. Memorial Community Hospital and Health System, serving Blair, Fort Calhoun, and Tacoma with continued expansion of services from birth and beyond. Learn more at mchhs.org. Woodhouse Auto Family, serving our community and the world with all of your driving needs. Search woodhouse.com. For real estate, nobody knows Washington County like WC Real Estate. Blair Eye Associates, Dr. Ryan Palmer. Jackson and Associates, Inc. RVR Bank for your local banking and wealth management needs. Balls Out Motors, Tax and Business Consultants, Turnkey Nerds, SEI Security Equipment, Inc., and Great Plains Communications.
Welcome back here to BSDN Live. It'll be second down and 11 for the Thunderbolts as they've switched ends of the field. They lead at 7-0, easily under center. It's got an I formation behind him this time. Fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right. Man open in the flat. It's caught at the 30, across the 35, still on his feet, and down to about the 37-yard line. It'll be Carter Goki. Good pitch and catch there to his tight end, and that's enough for a first down. It'll move the chains again.
Yeah, we talked about timing when Blair ran something similar, but you notice how late that route developed, right? He stayed in, and then bam. And the timing's there. You tend to be more open if the timing's good. If you rush the route, you're standing on the sideline with nowhere to go while he's booting. So pretty well-designed play.
First and 10 for Pius from their 38-yard line. They'll send two receivers to the left, one man to the right. And now Morrow in motion. They will hand it off to the tailback, twisting his way up and through and off a couple of tackles there. I think that was Ryan Doring. Oh, excuse me. That was Navarcole again.
Yeah.
Either way, he got it to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, pretty good run. I mean, he ran in traffic, very, very patient, ran behind his blockers, and Blair doing what they can to get at him and actually kind of got tackled from the backside, right? Then the folks at Blair run a little bit of a stunt there.
That was Doring, by the way, on the carry. Now they'll shovel it to Morrow, who was coming across the formation, and he's into Blair territory, across the 50 down to the 45-yard line, so he picks up 10. That's technically a completed pass there for Easley as well. Sets up first and 10.
Yeah, and what's kind of disappointing there is the kid's got great speed. He didn't really use it there, folks. He ran that thing off tackle, really, right? So it ain't like he got to the outside and used that great speed. He ran it up right off tackle, so Blair's really got to tighten up.
On first and 10, they'll hand it off to Doring. Bears wrap him up right in the middle there. Got maybe a yard on the play. in there on the tackle. Maxwell Rump, Carson Fow in there as well.
Yeah, both Carson and I don't know if we're supposed to call him Maxwell or Max. I'm going to go with Max.
There you go.
But it looked like Max put a good thump on him too. And again, early on in the game, the physical part of this thing, you got to get established, and that's why I spent so much time talking about the lines. But the support's been pretty good from the linebackers and the DBs, so we just need a little more up front here.
Easley takes a shotgun snap. He'll roll to his left. Chased out there, fires a pass in the flat, and it's incomplete. I think it was tipped. Actually, it was Rump out there on pursuit. Did a good job. Might have got a hand
Max.
on it.
I see you, boy.
Good hustle.
That's 2 good plays in a row. So, nice job. Got out there and actually got his hand on the arm when he was throwing it versus making some of the kind of miraculous tackle or something. Basically, just got it out of his hand and no chance to complete it. So, I like the way they're calling the defense a little bit differently now too. I mean, coming at things from a little bit different angle each time. So, good to see, and a long third down here.
Some fresh bodies out there. Freshman Brock Werner out there on the defensive line. Saw him come into the game a couple of plays ago. Third down, and a timeout's going to be called before, I think, a delay of game penalty. Pius probably saw the clock ticking down. They'll call the timeout. 9:28 left to play in the first half. Pius leads at 7-0. We'll take a chance to step away, and we'll be back in 60 seconds on BSDN Live.
Thank you for being a part of BSDN Live coverage of the Blair Bears. We're proud to partner with many local businesses that are supporting all of the Blair School activities. Join us in thanking them as well. Awful Nice Guys Heating and Air Conditioning, locally serving Washington County for 25 years and counting. Find out more about Mike Beebe and the team at awfulniceguys.com. Memorial Community Hospital and Health System, serving Blair, Fort Calhoun, and Tacoma with continued expansion of services from birth and beyond. Learn more at mchhs.org. Woodhouse Auto Family, serving our community and the world with all of your driving needs. Search woodhouse.com. For real estate, nobody knows Washington County like WC Real Estate. Blair Eye Associates, Dr. Ryan Palmer.
And we're back out of the timeout. Bears defense trying to get a stop here and get the ball back to their offense. It's 3rd and 9. Pius will work from the shotgun. A couple of tight ends in the game now. Easley takes the snap. He's back to pass. Looking over the middle.
Ball.
Has a man behind the defense. It is up and caught. Oh, what a catch.
That shouldn't have happened.
Boy, I thought actually that
what happened here?
Smutney had it. Somehow went through his hands and into the hands of Charlie Morrow inside of the 10 and down to the 6-yard line.
Well, I guess, folks, if you're watching it, then you saw what happened. If you're not watching it and you're listening to us, a little bit of contact before the ball got there. They didn't call that. And then your free safety comes over and intercepts the ball, right? Had the ball.
That's what I thought happened.
And the receiver's on the ground, and somehow it got from him to the receiver and a possession. So other than that, I can't tell you.
Tough to tell from here. On 1st and goal, they'll hand it off straight up the middle. It's Doring. Made one man miss in the backfield and got it inside of the 5 and down to the 3. It's going to be 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, at some point, you just got to get a little ticked off on stuff like that, guys. I mean, you got to step up and make plays. I mean, if you got interception, intercept the ball, right? I'm not quite sure how it goes through his hands and ends up with the guy sitting on the ground. So, other than that's what happened. But you got to capitalize on these things, folks.
On 2nd and goal, they'll work from the shotgun. Morrow in motion, and they will hand it off. It's Doring again. Slips away from one man, but he's going to be wrapped up at about the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit there by the Bears defense. Bo Meyer in among the Bears on the tackle and sets up 3rd and goal.
Yeah, I see big Ty Tessendorf. I don't know if we've seen him as much out on defense. Might be part of maybe a goal line package. Big kid, biggest kid on the field, right? So, and a good athlete. So, let's see if Blair can keep him out.
On 3rd and goal, they'll motion Morrow again, and they're going to fake the handoff this time, and Easley's going to try to get to the pylon on the edge, and he will not get there. He's dropped just shy at about the 1. Jackson Logan will get credit for the tackle.
Well, it looked like they engaged him at the 5, and they kind of, sorry folks, it kind of caught off on the corner of our booth here, but that looked like they had a chance to get him, 5 yards out, and so it must have been pretty athletic play to go from contact at the 5 down to the 1, and it looks like they may call timeout here.
7 minutes, almost 7 minutes left to play in the first half. It'll be 4th down and goal from the 1. And I think Dan's right. Pius starting to make their way over to the sideline.
Yeah.
Looking for the play clock. Not sure.
Yeah, he's doing the hand count now, so they'll throw. But they already had timeout. So.
And they will call the timeout. So 6:48 left to play in the half. Bears defense going to try to come up with a stand here. It's 4th and goal. We'll step away for 60 seconds. We'll be back on BSDN Live.
Thank you for being a part of BSDN Live coverage of the Blair Bears. We're proud to partner with many local businesses that are supporting all of the Blair School activities. Join us in thanking them as well. Awful Nice Guys Heating and Air Conditioning, locally serving Washington County for 25 years and counting. Find out more about Mike Beebe and the team at awfulniceguys.com. Memorial Community Hospital and Health System, serving Blair, Fort Calhoun, and Tacoma with continued expansion of services from birth and beyond. Learn more at mchhs.org. Woodhouse Auto Family, serving our community and the world with all of your driving needs. Search woodhouse.com. For real estate, nobody knows Washington County like WC Real Estate. Blair Eye Associates, Dr. Ryan Palmer. Jackson and Associates, Inc. RVR Bank for your local banking and wealth management needs. Balls Out Motors, Tax and Business Consultants, Turnkey Nerds, SEI Security Equipment, Inc., and Great Plains.
And we're back here on BSDN Live. 4th down and goal. Bears trying to keep Pius out of the end zone. 6:48 left to play in the first half. Thunderbolts lead it 7-0. Easley will work from the shotgun. He's got Doring in the backfield with him. There's a snap looking to his left, and out there
easy,
wide
folks.
open at the goal line is going to be Charlie Morrow. He motioned before the snap as he was coming in. They snapped it. He pivoted, went right back out to the pylon, and he was wide open.
Well, listen, guys, it's man-to-man coverage. So you run with him, right? He ran in, then he ran a little out route, and our guy didn't run with him, and was probably 10 yards off him. So that's really your only job. I mean, I guess you do have to contain run if that's what ends up happening, but your number one job there is coverage. So you got to blanket him. He didn't do anything special. Ran in, ran out.
Carter Peck will add the extra point, and the Bears are now down by 2 scores, 14-0. 6:44 left to play in the half. We'll get another look at the Bears offense when we come back in 60 seconds on BSDN Live.
Thank you for being a part of BSDN Live coverage of the Blair Bears. We're proud to partner with many local businesses that are supporting all of the Blair School activities. Join us in thanking them as well. Awful Nice Guys Heating and Air Conditioning, locally serving Washington County for 25 years and counting. Find out more about Mike Beebe and the team at awfulniceguys.com. Memorial Community Hospital and Health System, serving Blair, Fort Calhoun, and Tacoma with continued expansion of services from birth and beyond. Learn more at mchhs.org. Woodhouse Auto Family, serving our community and the world with all of your driving needs. Search woodhouse.com. For real estate, nobody knows Washington County like WC Real Estate. Blair Eye Associates, Dr. Ryan Palmer. Jackson and Associates, Inc. RVR Bank for your local banking and wealth management needs. Balls Out Motors, Tax and Business Consultants.
Welcome back here again to Crayons Field. Pius getting set to kick it away. Carter Peck has it teed up at the 40. Daggett and Smutney back to return for the Bears. They're down 14-0, almost midway through the second quarter. Kick from Peck is low, driving to his left. It's through the arms of Andrew Smutney and into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Tough break there for the Bears as they've had a little bit of success with the kick and punt return game, but not an opportunity here. They'll move it out to the 25, and that's where we'll start this drive.
Yeah, and the high school rules are...
the 20. Sorry about that.
High school rules are it doesn't matter how it gets in there. Once it gets in there, you can't bring it out. So we kind of took refuge in that little subtle rule that they have at the high school level. So I think he went to catch it at about the, 6 or 7 yard line and went through his hands. So the fact that it went in the end zone and once he touches it in there, it's out to the 20.
See what the Bears can do here. Offense has had a little trouble getting anything going. Brevin Leggett from the shotgun. There's a snap. He'll hand it off to Bauman. And Blaze kind of picks his way forward across the 20 to the line of scrimmage. Got maybe the 21, but again, not a lot of running room there. And good job by Pius. Bauman picks up one. It's going to set up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, I mean, probably some of the feedback, and I guess they'll get it on the sidelines or they'll get it at half is, I mean, if you're run blocking, folks, you fire off the ball, right? You don't stand up and try to influence. That's different, right? But come off the ball, put a helmet on somebody, and give this kid a lane to run through. He'll run hard for you, but you got to fire off. And I'm not seeing it right now.
2nd and 9 from the shotgun. Leggett back to pass. There's a screen play set up. Bauman's got it. Follows his blockers out to the 25-yard line before he stood up. Maybe got the 26. It'll be 3rd and about 4. Well, it looked like he had more room to run than that.
Yeah, that's a little bit on Blaze. Blaze has got to bounce that thing outside, and he's going to get tackled at the 40 or the 50 if they got a shot at him. But again, it's tough. That's their instinct. He got upfield and got 3 or 4 yards after contact, and it makes it a very manageable 3rd down. But folks, she was wide open. Should you bounce that thing outside?
Feels like a really big 3rd down here for the Bears, trying to keep their offense on the field. They'll send 2 receivers to the left, 1 man wide to the right. Daggett back to pass. It's complete out here across the 30 and now down to about the 35, 36-yard line.
Nice little
Andrew
play.
Smutney with the catch, and it's a 1st down for the Bears.
Yeah, nice little play. We with Bodie, we kind of got used to seeing those little short routes. They were, I think, at times we called them. They look like run plays to us, right? Because, but Leggett did a real nice job snapping that ball off. And again, those are high percentage plays, right? It's not difficult. It's not hard, and it does serve to stretch. So you got to have that if you want to get 25 going.
Now they got the 1st down. Leggett will throw it again. Right over the middle. Quick hitter. Pass is complete. Caught at the 40. I think that might have been Smutney again. Nope. Actually, it wasn't. It was McCabe, number 2. Colin McCabe with the catch. So they pick up 4 on the play. Positive yardage on 1st down. It sets up 2nd and 6.
And again, they're just playing off the zone that they're running, right? So if you're going to play off 6 yards or 7 yards, and I'm going to run that route at, would he get about 4 or 5 yards? I mean, I'm just going to turn and the ball's going to be there. And like I say, that's a nice job and a good ball.
On 2nd and 4 from the 40, ball right in between the hash marks. Leggett will take the snap. He's going to hand it off. It's Bauman again up the middle. He got maybe a yard on the play. Once again, good pursuit by the defensive line there for Pius. It's going to set up 3rd and 5.
Well, I hate to say it. If we're not going to fire off and knock people back, right? If you do that, this kid will have 150 yards. I mean, it's that easy. But if you're not going to do it, then you're going to have to do some traps and some other things, because right now we're taking one step, and it's everything's kind of neutralized at the line of scrimmage. He's got nowhere to run, so now you can adjust that with your play calling, but it's kind of a shame with such a hard running back. So I guess you run some traps and do some crossbucks or something.
On 3rd and 5, they'll throw it. Back to pass, looking deep down the sideline to Simpson. It is in and out of hands, but a flag is thrown. That, I believe, Dan, is going to be pass interference, as Logan Simpson was in a fighting match before the ball got there.
Yeah, they called the pass interference, and we'll take it, but technically I think there was a pass interference and then a face mask, right? So he pulled him down with the face mask. So if that's your pass interference, I guess take one or the other, but definitely give you a 1st down.
Either way, it's huge for the Bears. It keeps their offense on the field, moves them into Pius territory. Clock not yet a factor. 2:58 left. Bears still have all 3 of their timeouts, so still plenty of time. And they'll have it 1st and 10 in Pius territory.
Yeah, we got to get that front 5 going, folks. And again, if it's not going to be guerrilla straight up the field, then take angles and run traps. I mean, you got to do something here.
Leggett will send 2 receivers to his right, back to pass. Now he's flush from the pocket, needs to get rid of it and does. That's a smart play there He overthrew his intended receiver, but he got rid of it and didn't take the loss. It's going to set up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Andrew Smutney needs to kind of, when he gets back in the huddle, I mean, if you got to break off something and scramble, he did the right thing and released, and nobody released with him, so there was nobody within 15 or 20 yards of him. Now you got to square up and get the ball down the field, but he's kind of shaking his head going, oh, shoot, I wish you'd have picked me up.
But instead, they'll have it again at the 44-yard line.
You got to be able to run the ball, folks. I mean, you got to come off the ball. You just got to get more physical here.
We'll see what they try here from under center. They hand it off to Bauman. Blaze has to bounce it outside off tackle. Does a good job making a couple of men miss.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's inside the 35, down to the 30. But, Dan, to your point, that really was not in between the tackles, though. They started him back a little further from the I formation. He had more room to get his field of vision set, bounce it outside, and picked up almost 15.
I promise you, folks, if my wife wouldn't get mad at me, I'd open up this window and I'd yell block as loud as you'd ever hear me yell. You got to block, guys. You got to come off the ball. It's the funnest part of this game. And when you got a kid running that hard behind you, right, just go put a helmet on somebody and let him figure out where the lanes are. You just got to get them going. And that was better, so here we go.
On 1st and 10 from the 30, they'll try Bauman again.
Yep.
Blaze just tripped up inside of the 30, but that time had a better running lane there, and he got down to about the 26.
Well, Blair adjusted a little bit. They pulled, it looked like the right guard. And again, I don't think we're playing physical, but you at least got out and got a helmet on somebody. But I think the lesson here is you just got to step it up. You get physical with this front four, you'll take this game over, right? And you'll have a kid 25 running behind you that will stop mud holes, but he needs a lane.
2 minutes left in the half as the Bears come to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 6. Leggett from the shotgun sends a man in motion. He'll take the snap, hands off to Bauman.
Yes.
Blaze with room to run inside of the 20, inside of the 15.
Yes, sir.
Stays on his feet
That's
into the
right,
end
dog.
zone.
That a job.
Blaze
That's how you
Bauman.
play. Nice job. And you know what? Nice job, line. Give him a chance, right? Give him a chance. Hold your blocks. Give him a chance. It builds on every play. It builds, right? And it's the same guy you're going to see the whole game, right? So put a helmet on him and let him know you're going to be here all night, right? That's a good job up front. And of course, Blaze doing what he does. Should have been tackled at about the 8-yard line. Just put a bruising hit on the kid and just ran in the end zone. Nice job.
Did a good job to stay on his feet and stay in bounds.
And he kicked the extra point.
Kicked the extra point. Exactly right. So Bauman with the 26-yard touchdown run adds the extra point to make it a 7-point game. 14-7, 147 left in the half. We'll step away for 60 seconds. We'll be back on BSDN Live.
Thank you for being a part of BSDN Live coverage of the Blair Bears. We're proud to partner with many local businesses that are supporting all of the Blair School activities. Join us in thanking them as well. Awful Nice Guys Heating and Air Conditioning, locally serving Washington County for 25 years and counting. Find out more about Mike Beebe and the team at awfulniceguys.com. Memorial Community Hospital and Health System, serving Blair, Fort Calhoun, and Tacoma with continued expansion of services from birth and beyond. Learn more at mchhs.org. Woodhouse Auto Family, serving our community and the world with all of your driving needs. Search woodhouse.com. For real estate, nobody knows Washington County like WC Real Estate. Blair Eye Associates, Dr. Ryan Palmer. Jackson & Associates, Inc. RVR Bank for your local banking and wealth management needs. Balls Out Motors, Tax and Business Consultants, Turnkey Nerds, SEI Security Equipment, Inc., and Great Plains Communications.
Welcome back here to BSDN Live. Bears getting set to kick it away for the first time. Brady Schottenkirk is back to receive for Pius, and so is Henry Swelter. The kicker for Blair is Luke Donner, so the punter and the kicker starting here for the Bears tonight. 1:47 left. It's 14-7. Donner will hit a good high end-over-end kick, handled out there at the 10-yard line to the 20, to the 25. Now some room to work over on that far side, across the 30 to the 33. That'll be Schottenkirk, so pretty good return there for Pius. That's where they'll have it, 1st and 10. As we approach the end of the first half, remember the Thunderbolts have called 2 timeouts already, so they've only got 1 left.
Well, this will be interesting because Pius is up, right? You run this thing off, get inside, and figure out how you're gonna do the second half. But you got a speedster, right? So you probably want to. He's sitting out there man to man. Looks like the free safety will kind of get over there a little bit, but that's what they want, right? They want man.
Pius still trying to get lined up correctly here, and they've got Morrow in the slot. They're going to hand it off on 1st down, straight forward, twisting near the 38-yard line.
Yeah.
That's going to be Navrical.
Yeah, a nice job. I think Foe came up there too, unless I got the number wrong. But if I do, sorry, folks. But again, Pius kind of, being conservative with it, but don't be surprised if you see a shot, right?
Right.
You're looking for one, and you'll see some kind of play action and then something up in the air, so I hope Blair's well aware.
They'll hand it off again here on 2nd down, and Navrical across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Timeout's going to be called. I think that's the Bears that called the timeout, Dan. They're going to try and see if they can't get the football back here with a chance to do a little bit more damage offensively. 58 seconds, just under 59 seconds left to play in the first half. We can keep it here for this one, I suppose. 14-7 your score. And Pius has a 3rd and 3. Blair still with 2 timeouts left. So obviously you get the stop here, you call another timeout, and you force them to punt it, right?
Yeah, in the game of football coaching chess, now, they got a deep threat receiver. They came out and were conservative with it, right, and just wanting to run the clock out and gather and go back in for 3rd quarter. But now Blair, with their rook, they went over here, right? So Blair's going to call timeout and force that 3rd down, and then obviously with the goal of getting the ball back or do a jailbreak and send everybody. We've had, I think, 1 or 2 poor snaps on their punt, so that's the things that people keep track of. But be kind of interesting to see if Pius really does just do something conservative, a run or a little screen pass or something, or pump one up in the air. What are you out? You can always punt it to Blair and make us go the field in 45 seconds. So I'd probably put it up in the air.
Here we go on 3rd and 3. They're going to throw it, try to get it out into the hands of Morrow, their speedy receiver. Bears stand him up behind the line of scrimmage, so great job on the right side of that Bears defense. Andrew Korth, among others, out there on the tackle. Took only 8 seconds off the clock. There'll be 50 seconds left when we resume play. Bears have called a timeout here. It'll be 4th down and about 8.
The Spider-Man sneaky side of me thinks that was not really what they ran. What they ran was a double pass where
it looked like
Morrow comes around, gets it, and then they release somebody. And again, it's the game of chess. I'm going to run this thing out, but you're going to call timeouts. Okay, let's do something like this. But again, Blair not biting on anything. Nobody was open. He had nothing to do but get hit. So you force the punt, and it's a good time to put one guy back and send 10. I was going to
ask you, Dan. Do you send pressure here with the trouble? Hasn't been really bad, but they haven't been perfect snaps back to the punter here that Pius has had, and try and come up with a big.
I send 10
special teams play here.
I send 10. It doesn't look like that's what we're going to do, but
Swelter's the punter. It's a pretty good snap. He gets away a low punt. Smutney takes it at the 21-yard line, and he's spun down there. Nice tackle there by the Pius defender. Caleb Davis is who that was, and unfortunately for the Bears, Smutney couldn't get anywhere going, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears. 23-yard line they'll have it.
Yeah, he had one man to beat, and Kid made a really, really athletic play, and Smutney kind of spun out of it. He just kind of lost his feet, and then he lost the ball and then picked it back up. And, Blair's got, just one timeout left?
One timeout left.
Yeah, so see what you can do here, but you also got a kid who can break it. So, this might be a good time to look at these screens and these other things and see if you can break something.
I was going to say the same thing. Opportunity for a screen pass here, but they'll fire it away on first down and staying inbounds with the catch, sliding down to his feet is Andrew Smutney. So Blair will have to hurry. 30 seconds left. Pass was complete. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, I think he didn't want to go to the ground. That's just where the ball was. So
same play on 2nd down. The pass is complete. Great throw and catch out there. This will stop the clock momentarily. 19 seconds left. Ball is moved out to the 38-yard line. Leggett hurries him to the line of scrimmage. He'll take the snap and kill the clock. So with 16.5 seconds left and 1 timeout, Blair will have it 2nd and 10.
Well, if you got anything in your little bag of tricks, right, might be the time. So got a pretty long way to go there with 16 seconds. But you also don't want to do something silly and have something go the other way. So we will see.
Something for about 25 or 30 yards here would get him into that right around the 30-yard line and a chance to throw one into the end zone. So we'll see what the Bears try here on 2nd and 10. They'll motion Bo Meyer to the left side of the line of scrimmage. Leggett is back to pass. He's pressured. Now he escapes the pressure, looking downfield. He's going to fire one to the near side. It is incomplete, out of bounds as well. And that'll bring up 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 10, 8 seconds left on the clock. So most likely this will be the last play of the half.
Yeah, probably time to hand the ball off to your running back and take this thing in the locker room. You fought back. You're touchdown down. Definitely in the game, right? Playing a little bit better. It's tough to. We haven't moved that ball. We haven't moved the ball that well except for the last drive. So if you got a bag of tricks here, you might try something. But to be quite honest, I wouldn't be surprised just to see a 21 dive.
Right. See if Bauman can make a play. They're going to throw it though. Right side pass is complete and getting out of bounds at about the 57-yard line. I think it's Daggett with the catch.
Good. That's a good one to get the ball in his hands, right? Because I think there's only one kid on the field that's going to catch him. And I'm not sure. Yeah, Morrow's over there. So
yeah, they were matched up over on that side of the field.
Yeah, they're in a little different class of speed, but I mean, unlike you and I, Brian, right?
Right, exactly.
Day,
yeah,
we were more in the 12-second, 13-second range on that 100-meter.
Probably 50. I thought 50.
And these kids are more in that 10-6, 10-7 range, and it's a step faster, but Blair down to 3 seconds, and gosh, I don't know, pump one in the end zone. Now, of course, if there's a flag, right, you'll get an untimed down.
See if you can get a pass interference inside of your 10, maybe.
That's all you're looking for. I guess you can call it a Hail Mary, but I guess you call it a Hail Mary,
right?
So
that's exactly what we're expecting here now.
It looks a little different in high school. They're not quite set up, and the ball's not going 65 yards in the air and all this crap. But you want to get the ball downfield definitely, and have your receivers mix it up down there, and weird things happen. So give it a shot.
Yep, and you've got Bo Meyer. We've talked about him with his height down there.
Tell him to get a rebound.
Exactly. See if
I'll open this window and yell, "Get a rebound, Meyer." That's really what you're looking for.
See if he hears you. They'll send 3 receivers to the left side of the formation. Meyer is in the slot. Leggett is back to pass. He's looking that direction. Still looking. Now he'll throw it underneath and underthrew it as well. The pass is incomplete, and that will end the first half. Blair trailed 14-0, but they did score late in the second quarter to make it 14-7. We'll head into halftime, and the band will take over for a while. We'll be back with the second half here in about 15 minutes on BSDN Live.
Thank you for being a part of BSDN Live coverage of the Blair Bears. We're proud to partner with many local businesses that are supporting all of the Blair School activities. Join us in thanking them as well. Awful Nice Guys Heating and Air Conditioning, locally serving Washington County for 25 years and counting. Find out more about Mike Beebe and the team at awfulniceguys.com. Memorial Community Hospital and Health System, serving Blair, Fort Calhoun, and Tacoma with continued expansion of services from birth and beyond. Learn more at mchhs.org. Woodhouse Auto Family, serving our community and the world with all of your driving needs. Search woodhouse.com. For real estate, nobody knows Washington County like WC Real Estate. Blair Eye Associates, Dr. Ryan Palmer. Jackson and Associates, Inc., RVR Bank for your local banking and wealth management needs. Balls Out Motors, Tax and Business Consultants, Turnkey Nerds, SEI Security Equipment, Inc., and Great Plains Communications.
Welcome back here to BSDN Live. We're just about ready to start the second half. Lincoln Pius leading Blair here 14-7. Both teams out of their halftime locker rooms. Coaches certainly have made some adjustments here. Dan, we'll see the Bears defense first, but when the offense gets back out on the field, what do we expect to see for Blair?
Yeah, I mean, I think it, so much of that starts with the guys up front, and Ike and Ty Tessendorf and all these guys. Really, I mean, I'm kind of hard on them, and Ike, some of these fellows are sophomores and juniors, but you know what? This is the time to learn. This is the time to get better. But you can control that front, and you don't have to blow your guy up 5 yards down the field. What you got to do is do your job, right? And give your backs lanes, right? And give your quarterback enough time to let things develop. I think we talked at halftime. I think Hayden Daggett's got to get in this game, right? And it's not his doing. He's got to get touches. And again, they've kind of neutralized the speed by putting Morrow on him a lot. But, well, whatever. I mean, then we'll go one-on-one and we'll do angles. We'll do things. But you got to get the ball in his hands a little bit one way or the other. And I think you'll see Blaze run hard in the second half. It's a winnable game, But, again, so much of that is up front. And again, if you think I'm hard on the line, just get used to it, because it's going to be that way all year. It doesn't matter if you're young, doesn't matter if you're a senior. You got to get going, right? And you got to do your job. And it's the same thing the coaches are telling them. And I thought they looked a lot better in the second quarter, right? You can run these plays. They can work. You got a back that works hard. I think you got a quarterback who's playing pretty good. Maybe he's got to get the ball out of his hands a little bit. He's a little tentative to release it and doesn't want to throw picks, but getting run down and thrown out of bounds 3 or 4 plays isn't going to help either. So at some point you got to learn when to release that ball and when to run and get 5 yards. But again, lots of tools. Let's just see how they develop.
We saw kind of on that last drive too, where Brevin was able to just kind of cut it loose a little bit. He threw some really nice passes. We'll see the Bears defense first, and Dan and I talked about it off the air at halftime. Really just 2 big offensive plays for Pius in the first half. 2
Put them
long
inside the
pass
10
plays.
twice.
Exactly. So if the Bears can stay away from that, they should be in business. A good start here to the second half, as it's a low kick fielded by one of the Pius up men. That's Noah Barnes, I believe. Caleb Davis. Just fell to his knees, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Pius right about the 21-yard line. We'll see if they say he laid down at the 21 or the 22. Either way, not a great return.
Well, he just covered, right? And you see that when you get to that next layer on the kick return. You don't see it back there because there's really 4 guys, right, that are set up to receive the ball. She was squibbing pretty good, right? So he covered it and, get the ball to 21. Not bad.
So Maddox easily will take the snap and hand off to start the second half out across the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. I think that's going to be Navarcall. Brock Werner in on the tackle. That's a freshman defensive lineman. We called his name a little bit in the first half.
Yeah, that's pretty young, especially in that position group, right? You got somebody who's maybe 15 years old, maybe playing against somebody who's 18, possibly. So, but again, he's not shying away. And like I say, we got to be able to hold the line of scrimmage a little bit and make plays.
On 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard gain, there's a ball on the turf and scooped up there. Unfortunately for the Bears, bounced right up into the hands of Joey Bust, but they did drop him for a 2-yard loss on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, actually took a pretty fortunate bounce for Pius. Kind of bounced up and he was able to get it back and actually attempt to complete the play. But again, the timing gets all screwed up. So we haven't seen a lot of turnovers, right? Either way, we haven't seen any.
Right.
So, I guess we almost had an interception.
Right.
We had a turnover for a very short period of time, but no turnovers. So let's see if we can pop something loose and get a break for our offense.
Some fresh bodies into the defensive line as we saw Jace Lantry run out there, the junior defensive tackle on 3rd down. They're going to throw it underneath, wide open at the 40-yard line, and slipping down at about the 46. That's going to be Schottenkirk with the catch. So big pickup there for the Thunderbolts on third down. They'll have it 1st and 10 near midfield at the 46.
Yeah, I mean, guys, folks, the coverage was pretty good. If you're going to give a quarterback 6 or 7 seconds to throw the ball, he's going to find somebody. I mean, I could find somebody in 6 or 7 seconds. So, you gotta do something and put some pressure on him and make him at least get out of some routine. He just waited for something to develop.
Easley will hand off on 1st down, off right side and out near the 49-yard line will be during the ball carrier. Gain of 3 will set up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, pretty good play by Blaze. Came from, I wouldn't say the backside. He's kind of playing the middle a little bit there, but again, he's still got to go forward 3 yards and then pursue, and it wasn't a slow developing play. He's just pretty quick, folks. So time for a stop here.
2nd and 7 from the 49. Easily from the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, 1 man to his right. There's the snap. He's back to pass. Looking to his left. Ball's out, and it's complete.
Easy, guys.
Caught out there by Morrow. Slips away from 1 man and got near the line to gain. And we will get 15 yards added on to the end of that as a couple of Bears tackled Charlie Morrow over near his bench. Out of bounds, clearly. That'll be a personal foul penalty, I'm assuming, called on Blair. It's going to move it just about inside of the 30.
Yeah, it's a tough call. I mean, they took him and clear into the sideline, and by the time he was down, but again, as a defensive player, they put that big white thing. I mean, you could see it, right? And you're also running through their players. So I think any attempt to pull off that, right? Once he's out, you just got to pull off, and it's like I say, it's just not worth it,
right.
and give him 15 yards for nothing. So. But once again, Morrow wide open, and that could be how this second half goes. If we're not going to cover him, you don't have to be the best receiver in the state. If you're wide open, that just can't happen anymore.
So they move it inside of the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Good job.
Thunderbolts will hand off on 1st down. It's Navrical to carry again, down to about the 27. So he'll gain. Well, actually, going to say he only got a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9 coming up.
Yeah, pretty good job up front.
Ball over on the left side hash mark. Again, the Bears shuttling in fresh bodies into that defensive line, trying to just get some kind of a push up there. Just about 4 minutes gone here in this third quarter. Easley will roll to his right.
Hands up.
Field. He's going to fire it down there, and it's incomplete. Kind of threw it in the middle of a couple of Bears defenders. Nobody in the neighborhood from a Pius standpoint. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, pretty good job out there. Again, it looked like number 1 was coming under again, and kind of late, and Blair kind of picked that up and really didn't have much to do with it.
2 defensive linemen in, 2 defensive linemen out for the Bears here on 3rd and 9. Keep your eye on 1 for Pius. That's Morrow.
That's
we have some
motion.
movement before the snap, and that will be a false start on the right guard there for Pius. That'll back him up 5 yards, and that'll make it 3rd down and 14 from the 34.
Yeah, Blair just kind of shifting their D line from a 3 technique down to a 2 technique, but kind of doing it right there on the ball, and that got one of the guards to jump, or at least got him thinking about, I'm not head up now. I got somebody in my gap, and we can only think about so many things at once, Brian. Right?
That's
at some
right.
point, I'm just gonna go, and that's kind of what happened. But good chance here for Blair, and again, as we talked earlier, most likely 2 down territory, a little long for a field goal at this level, but
3rd and 14. Easley takes the snap, looking to his left, down the field. Has double coverage down there. The pass is tipped and almost intercepted. The official on the far side says no. The Bears thought they had it, but it's incomplete. Good defense anyway. It's going to set up 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like he had a kind of one of those tip drill balls, right? But Blair had it well covered,
right,
and again stayed with the ball. All the right moves. You play the man, you play the ball. And you had one guy playing the man, the other guy played the ball, so it was well done. But it looked like they got it on the tip, but it might have kind of grabbed it around the ground. So 4th down.
Fourth down, they'll send offense out on the field for Pius, as we assumed they would do.
Get up there. Get up
Easley's
there.
back to pass, looking to his right. Fires it down the sideline into
Let
double
it go.
coverage, and
No.
it's intercepted.
Fourth down, son.
Picked off there by Smutney.
Uh-oh.
At the sideline.
Uh-oh.
He's got blockers. Smutney out across the 45-yard line before he is dropped down, and a huge play there for the Bears defense.
Of course he bats that down, right? We get the ball back here. It's 4th and many. So
That's right.
Either way,
There's a
but
net of
he also
10
had a chance to
positive
run it
yards.
all the way back.
Right.
Here's a lesson for you, though, young man. As you're running it back, if you see the offensive tackle standing there, go for somebody else. He went and put a lick on their left tackle, and that didn't work out so well. But good effort, and like you say, you want to make things happen, and you want to secure the ball, and that's exactly what he did. But I think effectively we had the ball right around where they were. We might have got 5 out of it, but let's go. Let's have a half, right? Let's have a half.
That's exactly right. They'll start, the Bears, from the 46-yard line. So,
All right, Ike and the boys.
Netted them about
Now
10.
they called you out. Now let's come off the ball.
So Brevin Leggett will work from the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right. Larson next to his hip in the backfield. He's going to go downfield, one-on-one coverage, and it is in and out of the hands of Hayden Daggett, and a
Too much.
yellow
Too handsy.
flag comes out. It's going to be a pass interference most likely on the
Little
Buffaloes.
both ways here, folks. A little both ways, but at some point, somebody's going to get called. It's going to go one way or the other, but 2 really good players just playing football, right? And a little bit of hands, a little shove back, a little shove here, and just a little too much for the ref down there to take. So Blair to get the call on this one. Could very well go the other way on the next one, right?
Yeah, it was Schottenkirk, I believe, was on the coverage
It was
there.
a shoving
for-
contest both ways, right? We just got the call. So, but again, I like the aggressiveness, and like I say, hey, line, great job. Really keeping an eye on Ike and his 2 guards in there, and then nice job, good pickups, and nice job.
Under center, they'll hand it off to Bauman. Blaze trying to get wide on the right side. Slips away from 2 men, still spinning. Now he's all the way down inside of the 30 to the 29, 28-yard line. Good run there by Bauman. He'll pick up 11 on the play. 1st and 10 for the Bears. We do have an injured Pius player on the field. Good run there, though, by Bauman. Hopefully
Nice job.
Okay.
And it's the little things. I don't know, folks, what you see when you see football. We all see something a little different, and if you've been in the trenches, you just kind of is what I see. But just the engagement downfield, right? Slipping off a block, and somebody just pursuing and getting the helmet in the right place, and Blaze being able to read some of those things. And when you see him spin, he's actually spinning around his own blockers picking a guy up, and it looks pretty neat there to watch. But again, that's how this works, and it's just not giving up on the play. And Blair had 7 or 8 guys down there blocking, 10, 15 yards down the field. So, hey, that's the kind of effort it's going to take. So nice job.
Nice job by Bauman. Noah Barnes was the injured Thunderbolt. I think maybe might just be a cramp out there as
That's
he's
good.
Walking off the field under his own power, which is great to see. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears, though, inside of the Pius 30 from the 28-yard line. 7:51 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Blair trying to work their way into the end zone and see if they can't tie this game up.
Yeah, I think you're going to continue to see short passing, angles, different things, and get the ball. I think Daggett's got to get in this game. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they're going to hand off the bomb, and I think you're going to get a steady diet at 25 here.
Well, that's okay,
he's
too.
not getting 5 yards every play. He's inside of the 20 or right down to the 20. He'll pick up 8 on the play. Good blocking that time by the middle part of the Bears' offensive line. Blaze was all the way to the 2nd level before he got touched.
Yeah. Ike Peterson firing off the ball, a little double team over there. Tessendorf doing a good job. If I'm not calling your name, just know I'm recognizing the group. But again, you want to take over the line of scrimmage, and I'm telling you, it gets fun. So we'll see here. Especially when you got 25 running behind you.
That's exactly right.
That kid will die for you out there, man. He'll do anything to get a yard. So
and he runs harder as the game goes on. We saw it last year. They're going to hand it off to him again. Bauman straight forward. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, but he's got enough for a 1st down. And since you mentioned that on the last play, Dan, I never announced the starting offensive line for the Bears. Ike Peterson, Wyatt Loftus, Brady Wolf, Thomas LeGrand, and Ty Tessendorf. Those are your starting offensive linemen. Can't tell you if they're all out there right now at the moment, but they've been doing a nice job.
Yeah. Yeah, it took a little bit to get going, and again, there's a certain level of physicality you got to have, but there's also a lot of technique. And I think when they started working a little more like a trapping action and a little more angles, it kind of put the defensive linemen, they just can't bull rush and shoot gaps because, something big's going to happen. So
on first down, they'll hand it off to Bauman. He's going to try and bounce it out to the right. Slips away from at least 2 defenders. He's inside of the 15. Blair's still on his feet. He'll get some forward progress, and he'll pick up about 4 on the play. He'll set up second down, and, they're going to say gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
I love this game anyway, but if somebody's going to play that hard, I'm going to watch you, right? I mean, folks, he got stopped, 4 yards up the field, but he never did go down, and they finally threw him down about 3 yards behind where the forward progress was stopped, but he was still Tasmanian devil in it at the end. So it's that kind of effort, and it's contagious. And then, like I said, that's why I preach so much on the line. Man, you got somebody who'll really run hard for you. Go out there and give him a seam, right? Get him a seam.
Back to pass this time on second down. Ball thrown out into the flat. It is intercepted out here, and sprinting the other way with it, I think that is going to be Schulter all the way inside of Blair territory down to the 30-yard line. Bauman chases him down and makes the tackle. But a huge, huge defensive play by Henry Schulter of Pius, stopping the Bears inside of the red zone.
Yeah, and that interception's going to show for Leggett, but I'm gonna give you my opinion. As a receiver, if you're throwing the ball from here all the way out to there, you can't soft fade on the end of that play, right? You got to pick up the balls being thrown to you, and you got to get to it, right?
Yeah,
it's man to man. He sees the ball and you don't. You're just kind of waiting for it to get to you. So that interception's going to be Leggett's. But come on, receivers, you got to go get the ball, right? It was a good ball.
Now it's back on the defense as Easley brings the Thunderbolts to the line of scrimmage inside of Blair territory. Nice tackle made there by that was 34. That is Tucker Storjohn that came in and shot the gap and
nice
dropped
job,
the back
Tucker.
in the backfield.
Well, hey, that's vision, right? He saw it, had a lane, and that's the kind of that's the difference makers, right? So much of these defensive schemes now where the defensive linemen really aren't trying to make a heck of a lot of tackles. They're trying to occupy blockers so that these little quicker guys can run in and make plays, and that's how you do it.
After the loss of 1, Easley will throw it on second down. Finds a man open over along the sideline over there and spun out of bounds inside of the 25 at the 23-yard line. That'll set up third down at about 4.
Yeah, we got a few folks out there on coverage that are simply just laying off and letting them catch it and then tackling them. And again, I would never throw a name in there. I'm just saying you can't do that, right? There's more to this game than that, right? I want you to cover. I want you to go get balls. I want you to do it both and not just not escort him.
They're on 3rd and 4. They'll hand it off up the middle. Bears going to stop the ball carrier short of the line to gain.
2 yards?
Yeah, I would say about a yard and a half short. I think there was Navrical again on the carry. It's going to be 4th down. It'll be 4th and...
Well, a little more like 3.
Boy, they really hadn't given much benefit of the doubt at all. You're right. It's 4th and at least 2. Might be 4th and 3.
Yeah, I think he actually maybe forward progressed a little more than that, but it is what it is. So here we go.
Another big stop coming opportunity anyway here for the Bears.
And keep an eye on number 1, right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Pius tried to go hard count. Now they'll snap it.
You didn't see it.
Rolling out to his right. Pass is caught to his big tight end. Nice hit there by the Bears safety, but picking up the first down. It's number 45, Carter Goki. He's had some big catches early on in this game. Gets another one there and moves the sticks.
I like the hit, but the fact of the matter is he delayed and then released and nobody had him. So it's a tight end, so he's covered. Somebody's got to pick him up. So he had nobody on him. Yep. So you basically had a had a defensive back come up and put a lick on him, and a much bigger kid, the smaller kid hit the bigger kid, and the bigger kid fell down, but he was wide open, folks.
Picks up the first down, so 1st and 10. They'll hand it off,
tackle.
and
We got a
flag thrown on the play, but twisting and turning and dodging his way all the way inside of the 5-yard line. That's going to be Doring, but I think Dan's right. This play is more than likely coming back.
Somebody got tackled down there, and it wasn't the ball carrier.
We'll see where they will spot the ball here after the 10-yard walk-off. It'll remain first down, but Pius, who had it on that play inside of the 10, that'll be negated. They're going to step it back all the way to the 27-yard line. It's going to bring up first down and 20.
71.
Just about.
Yeah. Look, hey, I like the aggressiveness. They're downfield. They're blocking. They're doing their job. You got to keep it between the lines, right? And so here we go, Blair. A little opportunity to maybe put a stop to this.
Scoreboard says first and 23.
Up. Gotta go down.
Big sack.
Gotta go down. Come on.
That's Bo Meyer with the sack. He got around his defender.
Well, you know what?
Quickly.
That's the first time they've sent Meyer. He's been kind of a non-caustic, guy coming up the field and containing, right? He's keeping on his guy and just containing, and then releasing when he knows he's not going to kick outside. But at some point, you got a 6'5" kid who's an athlete. Let him go get the ball.
They're moving all the way back.
Good God, we can't read all night. Let somebody go get the ball.
Meyer was you're right, probably thankful to be cut loose there. 2nd and 28, according to the scoreboard. 90 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Thunderbolts will throw it. They get it out quickly. Pass is caught out there in the slot. And getting out to the 30-yard line. I think that was number 5. That would be George Medinger with the catch. It's going to bring up a long third down with about, we'll be under a minute to play here in the third quarter when the Thunderbolts snap this one. They still lead at 14-7. Neither team has scored here in the third.
Yeah, and maybe some credit out to Pius, his quarterback. He snaps that ball off. I mean, they're short passes, right? We seen Bodie Sokup do it, and Bodie could throw across the field and snap it off, right? And it doesn't give you a lot of time to get out there and what should be a pretty recognizable screen, but he gets the ball there quick. He does not waste a lot of time.
Maddox easily, that quarterback that Dan was talking about, takes a snap. He'll look to his right. Pass is caught inside of the 20 and down to the 15-yard line. Number 9, Joey Buss with the catch, and sets up a manageable now 4th down. Pius actually could be in field goal range here. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Their field goal kicker, Carter Peck, has his first extra point attempt wasn't all that good, but the second one was pretty good.
Back on that play, I'm just going to say I frown on the fact that they got that many yards, but where'd they find it? Right in the middle of the field. There's just so much of that game played, especially at the high school level. Now you get into college and certainly in the pros, you can lose a spleen in there, right? I mean, it's just a different game. But in high school, I've always been an advocate, even younger, just like use the middle of the field, right? I mean, there's so many good routes and so many things. It's easy to throw, and that was a nice job. But again, I frown on the play, but I smile at the fact that they did use an area of the field between the hash. So here we go, the fourth.
Yep, play takes us to the end of the third quarter. It'll be a quick break for us. When we come back, it'll be third down and short for Pius. We'll be back on BSDN Live.
God, I love the middle of the field.
Thank you for being a part of BSDN Live coverage of the Blair Bears. We're proud to partner with many local businesses that are supporting all of the Blair School activities. Join us in thanking them as well. Awful Nice Guys Heating and Air Conditioning, locally serving Washington County for 25 years and counting. Find out more about Mike Beebe and the team at awfulniceguys.com. Memorial Community Hospital and Health System, serving Blair, Fort Calhoun, and Tacoma with continued expansion of services from birth and beyond. Learn more at mchhs.org. Woodhouse Auto Family, serving our community and the world with all of your driving needs. Search woodhouse.com. For real estate, nobody knows Washington County like WC Real Estate. Blair Eye Associates, Dr. Ryan Palmer. Jackson and Associates, Inc., RVR Banking.
Welcome back to BSDN Live. Pius looks like they're going to go for the field goal here on 4th down. And the kick is blocked by the Bears. Didn't get it above the line of scrimmage. And a huge stop for the Bears defense as we start this 4th quarter. I was confused by the when we went into break, the scoreboard said 3rd down. I thought it was 4th down, and it was. And Pius tried to kick it to give themselves a 10-point lead. Came up empty, and now the Bears, down 14-7, will have it with the entire 4th quarter in front of them. They'll start at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I think we're in for a pretty good one here in the 4th quarter, and like I say, who wants it and who's going to execute is going to win this game. So Blair still down, right? And we talked about it at halftime. Get this thing tied up, and then let's see how we finish, right?
Offense will line up with 2 men to the right, 1 man split wide to the left. They'll hand it off to Bauman to start the drive. Blaze right up the middle. Got maybe a yard on the play, and tackled there by a host of Pius linemen, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Yeah, not a huge fan of technically it's a draw right out of the shotgun. I think it gives the linebackers and the D-line either you go quicker or you go slower, if that makes any sense, right? They see it, they read it, it's all in front of them the whole time. There's no angles, there's no nothing. And I don't know as a lineman what you're really supposed to do with that, right? You're supposed to influence, and I just don't care for it.
3 men to the right here on 2nd down and 9. Leggett back to pass. Going to roll out to his right, trying to get the edge. Now he's got to find somebody.
No.
He's in trouble back near his goal line. Finally fires a pass. It is in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. I think that was Colin McCabe over there near the 20-yard line. It's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of feedback to Leggett. He bounced out of that pocket for no reason, right? And he's when he bounces out of the pocket, he doesn't square up and throw really quick, right? He's got good mobility, and we're seeing that. I mean, he's going to sleep like a baby tonight. But I mean, I would stay in that pocket a little bit longer. It didn't break down, right? You had a guy pick up somebody coming off the rush end and just step up a little and do your job, right?
Chance to do it here on 3rd and 9. Leggett looking to his left, fires a pass out there high, incomplete. Had a man open just inside of the 30-yard line. It was Hayden Daggett. A little too tall, and a quick 3 and out there for the Bears offense will send the punt team out.
Yeah, he shot the 12 gauge. He should have grabbed a 410. He had a step. He had him open. Actually, the throw was on line. He's got a pretty good sling on him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was an impressive overthrow. I mean, it went clear to the base of their stands over there. I mean, he's got a gun on him. Got to learn how to shoot it.
Donner will punt it away, standing near his goal line. Goes up high. Nice block by his up man. Good punt. Bounces. Morrow's got it at the 50. Out to the 40, and he's spun down at about the 37-yard line. Good return there for Morrow.
Who made that block back there, sir?
Yeah, I wasn't watching. It was a nice block. Maybe.
Well, it was one of the linemen as their deep guy. Just if somebody comes off the edge, and somebody did come off the edge, and I don't know if I've ever seen anybody get taken out as cleanly as that young, But I think I see the kid who got hit because they're over there he's on the ground at this point.
I was going to say there's a Pius player.
That's just
over
two guys running into each other trying. He's just blocking for his punter.
Yeah.
But man, did he put a lick on him?
Yep, I actually thought that might have been Morrow that went over there after he was tackled. That's down on the turf, but I don't think it is. Easley will have it 1st and 10. Back to throw. Pass is out quickly and caught at the 36, 37-yard line.
Yeah, a little soft in coverage again. Player looks kind of frustrated, but don't be. Just stay on him, right? I mean, there's nothing magic here. He's firing off and turning around. And if you go back 3 more yards, he's going to catch it.
Schottenkirk with the catch there, by the way.
Stay on him.
2nd and about 7 for Pius. They'll hand it off. It's Doring with the carry, and he's dropped in the backfield. Carson Fowl. Again, we've called his name a number of times here defensively for the Bears. He's had a really solid ball game. Tackle for a loss sets up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, it came off the edge, broke down pretty well, made the tackle pretty clean. So here's a stop Blair's got to have. I mean, sure, we got 10 minutes left, but we've seen that clock get down there pretty fast in these games. So, again, got to keep an eye on one. I don't see him out there, so he might have actually got dinged a little bit. But anyway.
Probably then 45 is the player to watch here. They'd like to go to that tight end.
Get
Easily
upfield.
Back to pass. Going to fire it underneath, and it's incomplete. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication with his wide receiver. But nice defense by the Bears. Not a lot of breathing room that time for Joey Buss, the receiver, and that's going to bring up 4th down. And this is a clear punting situation. So the Bears defense is exactly what they need to do.
Yep.
Now it's up to the offense to get things rolling.
Yeah, and again, will they – I'm going to say it because they're inside the 40. Will they punt? It's so obvious to do a fake punt. I think they actually will with the way their D's playing. But again, it also would have been one to go, but with their top receiver not in the game maybe.
Swelter, the punter, hangs it high. Smutney will field it at the 10, almost bobbled it, fell on top of it.
Oh, he bobbled it.
And we're going to get a flag. This is going to be on the Bears. I think probably a little bit of unsportsmanlike conduct, some taunting after a big block was made. That's what I saw anyway. We'll see what the officials saw, but I guess the good news is we're already at the 10, so it can't be a 15-yard penalty. The bad news is it's going to put us probably near the 5.
Well, it used to be easy to tell who the penalty was against because, Coach Sallin or Coach Lale would be somewhat engaged on your what we call frontal lobe area.
Yep.
Like where you can see their pores.
Some like to say that
and
in
their
your face.
teeth and any bridge work they got done. Yeah. So, again, it's a much nicer generation now, and I don't see anybody getting talked to, but, yeah, doesn't help.
Well, that backs it up inside of the 10 to the just outside of the 5-yard line. Bears with their backs against the wall here, 9:20 left. They'll hand it off to Bauman to start the drive, and Pius was ready for it. Blaze is spun down behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him the 3-yard line. Might be a little bit generous, but it's a loss of 2 on the play.
Well, you're going to have to open up the playbook a little. I understand he's a kid you want to feed the ball, but there's got to be different ways to make that happen, right? I mean, you can't simply keep coming back to the same thing. You've got about 6 guys who are pretty tuned into that, and it's tough to block. So, like I say, get your tight end involved, make some things happen here and loosen things up front for what most likely will be your all-state running back, right?
They're going to hand it off to him here. He's got the edge. Bauman across the 15, and he's wrapped up at about the 16, 17-yard line. Great play there. He got him off that left side, and Blaze gets enough for a first down.
Yeah, I'll just leave my headset here, and I'll get out of here.
No one's listening to you anyway, Dan.
You can't say that. Nobody's listening anyway. No, actually did a nice job bouncing that outside. So, but again, what do we got here?
Well, we celebrated too quickly. There's a flag thrown over on the far side there. That run by Bauman is negated, I think, by a holding call.
Well,
so unfortunately for Blaze, his efforts were all for naught. They'll put the ball back down. The down marker remains 2, and the ball is just outside of the 2-yard line. But to your point, all of the success that the Bears have had on the ground have been off of the left side of their offense. Their left tackle, the right side of the Pius defense. It's the short side of the field here, so not a lot of room to work. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, and I think they're running behind LeGrand and some of these guys, and they're doing a pretty good job. But,
they try Bauman again on 2nd and long, and this time Pius wraps him up in the backfield.
Well, you got to have something to cut 2nd and 13 down to something else, right? I mean, I understand how good he is, but if that's all I got to stop, then I got a pretty good shot at it. And it puts you in kind of a long 3rd down position, and you don't really want to be punting out of that end zone either, I don't think. And we've had some interesting snaps here. We've had a couple highs. Yep. So, fact of the matter is, that's one where you really want to try and get your 5 and 6 yards. Those little stop routes, they're there. They're certainly going to play off you a little bit, that far down the field.
We're seeing it here again. On 3rd and long, Leggett back to pass, fires it over here to the near side, and the pass is incomplete, out of the reach of Hayden Daggett. He was open. Ball was just thrown about 2 steps in front of him, and that'll set up 4th down.
Well, it brings up one interesting point. When you say that's open, I'm saying it's wide open, right? Because Morrow's giving him depth, but there's nobody else over there, right? So, I mean, if there's a little communication between your quarterback and your receiver, I mean, you got to be able to put enough juice on it to get it out there so he can make a play. But just died on him, really.
Donner's going to stand with his heels basically on the back of the end zone. Gets a pretty good punt away. Morrow will signal for a fair catch and makes it at the 37-yard line. Really good field position here for Lincoln Pius. The clock still not yet a concern. 7:09 left to play in this 4th quarter. But the Bears defense, who's come up big a couple of times here in the second half, going to be asked to do it again.
Yeah, both defenses have kind of settled down, and they don't dig further into their playbooks. We've seen a lot from both teams, so whoever's calling the shots on the defensive sides of the ball, they're doing a pretty good job. But again, we sit here in a deficit, right? So we need to punch something in to get this thing tied up, and we're having a struggle with time to do that.
Well, the first play is a run play by Pius, and the Bears were all over it. A couple of players there, Bo Meyer and Carson Fowl, led the charge in the backfield. Brock Werner also in on the tackle. It's a gain of, well, no gain on the play, actually. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. It was Doring on the carry. 2nd down coming up, and Pius now, you have to imagine, Dan, is going to start chewing as much of the clock as they can. Even if they don't get a first down, they can run this down to roughly the 5-minute mark.
Yeah. Blair's got to get a stop, and at some point time will be an issue. But, the offense has just got to find a couple more outlets, right?
They'll send Morrow in motion here on 2nd down. A flag thrown before the snap of the football, and that'll be a procedure penalty. It's going to be on Morrow, I imagine, or maybe one of the other.
Well, I think you had 2
men
moving at one time, or,
Yep.
It's just a thing. But
Bears will take that for short. Backs Pius up 5 yards. And that will set up 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, kind of as well as those little short routes were they kind of went to it for about 3 or 4 minutes and then went away from it, and that's 4 or 5 yards, and you're not putting any bruises on your running back. So I don't quite understand going away from it, or slants. If they're back off 10 yards, run a slant. I mean, it's not a hard thing to do.
Morrow in motion. He's going to throw it. Fires it
that was
downfield. It is knocked down by the Bears defensively. That was Smutney on the coverage. Really had an opportunity to pick that one off. Give a lot of credit to the Pius receiver who became a defender and knocked it away. It's going to set up 3rd down.
So my spidey sense was right. What they tried to do there before half was the same thing. And again, actually pretty well thrown ball.
Yeah,
but,
Bears defense wasn't fooled, though.
Yeah.
Fresh defensive lineman into the game as Jace Lantry sprints onto the field. Hunter Barber comes off. See if that defensive line can get some pressure here. It's 3rd and 15. 6:03 left in the 4th quarter. Bears down 14-7. Maddox easily from the shotgun. Moves his backs around with him. And that's going to be a whistle. We're going to get a flag thrown before the snap of the football. And it's going to be a delay of game called on the Thunderbolts. So that'll back them up 5 more. Instead of 3rd and 15, it's 3rd and 20. All now put down at the 47-yard line.
Sorry, Brian, stepped on you. Yeah, I mean, this is one where I think you want to be aggressive, but you want to contain the quarterback, and I don't see Morrow in there, which is, pretty good deep threat out of the game here on this play.
Easily
get out,
roll
get
to
out,
his left.
Get out.
Pressured and fires a pass. It's caught. Coming out of the backfield, I think, to make the catch at the 40-yard line is going to be his tailback. That's Doring. Tough to tell. His jersey's kind of rolled up there. Either way, he got it inside of the 35 to the 34-yard line. It sets up a manageable fourth down if Pius wanted to go for it here. He stayed.
Oh, they're going for it.
Sorry, he did not stay in bounds. The clock is stopped with 5:52. And you're right, Pius will, they're going to talk about it, it looks like. It appeared they were just going to go for it, but a timeout called from the opposite sideline. So Lincoln Pius calls a timeout with 5:52 left, fourth down and about 7. Bears down 14-7 when we come back on BSDN Live.
Thank you for being a part of BSDN Live coverage of the Blair Bears. We're proud to partner with many local businesses that are supporting all of the Blair School activities. Join us in thanking them as well. Awful Nice Guys Heating and Air Conditioning, locally serving Washington County for 25 years and counting. Find out more about Mike Beebe and the team at awfulniceguys.com. Memorial Community Hospital and Health System, serving Blair, Fort Calhoun, and Tacoma with continued expansion of services from birth and beyond. Learn more at mchhs.org. Woodhouse Auto Family, serving our community and the world with all of your driving needs. Search woodhouse.com. For real estate, nobody knows Washington County like WC Real Estate.
Do it.
Welcome back here to BSDN Live. Big play coming up here for the Bears defense. 14-7, Pius in front, but it's fourth down and 7 for the Thunderbolts. They will send their offense back out onto the field.
And I don't see Morrow in there. That's quite interesting. So everything's going to swing to the right here.
Easily
stay on
back
him.
to pass,
Stay on him.
and he's going to throw it underneath. Pass is caught, but
Not gonna
short of
get
the
it.
sticks. That's going to be the tight end.
Just a hair short.
Logan with the tackle.
Heck
Goki
of an
with the
idea, though.
catch.
Heck of an idea. It was there. I think he had to go down to get it. I think if he catches that thing in a little different spot, he's a big fellow, right? So people say, oh, well, you threw it short. Well, if he catches it when he's on his feet, not necessarily the incorrect route, but I think had to go down and get it and put him on the ground. So here we go, Blair. This is time is starting to draw near and see if they can mix things up a little bit here. And if you mix it up and get a couple other players involved in the game, it'll open up for 25. But you can't just run out there and hand the ball to the same kid every time, every play. I can defend that, So
A little bit of confusion coming out of the huddle there for the Bears. They will hand off to Bauman on first down. Blaze off of that left side across the 35 down to about the 38-yard line. That's the direction where he has had success. Picks up 9, maybe 10. Got 10 on the play. It's going to be first down.
But nonetheless, a different play, right? So you had a little misdirection with your speed guy, right? That gets somebody moving in their secondary, and it was actually kind of a crossbuck back, and you're pulling linemen. So action looks nice. I'm just saying you can't go out there and run 22 dives and going to win this game. You're not going to win it. So you at least need to get some other people involved here maybe, and again, mix it up a hair, and it'll open it up for him.
On first down, they'll send 2 receivers here to the near side of the formation. Bohmeyer shifts to the tight end on that left side. Yeah, they may have snapped that before everybody was set, I think. But flag thrown before the snap of the football.
I think it's delay a game.
Oh, delay a game. Boy, I didn't think it took that long, but you're right. Delay a game, so that will back the Bears up 5 yards. Playing from behind the sticks now. Ball moved back to the 33, just shy of the 33-yard line.
Since when do we enforce the clock in Class B? I didn't see him waving his hand.
It's a new
but
rule
again,
this year.
I haven't taken the. Yeah, they're going to be a little more strict about it. Well, they got to get home. But anyway, yeah. Blair was also lined up. Not enough guys on the line of scrimmage. So either way, if they'd have snapped it back then, they got the same call.
Right. 5 minutes left in the game. Bears down by 7. It's first down and 15. Back to pass is Leggett, still looking down the field. Now he's in trouble, and he's going to get dropped all the way back at the 17-yard line. Huge loss on the play. The Bears will lose 16, 17 yards on that play.
Well, if you're going to release 2 guys down the field, the ball's got to get in the air, right? I mean, that's part of the youth here, right? He's thinking when I run drills, right? I know what because he's open. Well, you got to give him a chance, right? Pick one of the two. They had two guys streaking. You can throw a little bit under, you can influence to a side, but you got to release the ball. And I don't want him to throw interceptions, but getting sacked 30 yards back or 15 yards back doesn't help you either.
2nd and 31 now as Leggett drops back to pass. Bears trying to set up a screen. It is pass and incomplete, then maybe taken away by Bauman. Boy, that was a weird play. I'm not sure the defensive lineman had it and Bauman took it away, but ultimately Blaze comes up with the catch, got it out to about the 21-yard line. It's going to set up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, I think we got a Pius kid. I believe he's cramping too.
Yep.
You get that in these early games. And it's not obviously not hot today, but
right.
But again, it's still you're exerting a lot of effort. You lose fluids and things start knotting up.
Yeah, so with that injury, we'll probably keep it right here. It's just a cramp, I think, as Dan said, so I don't want to step away to a commercial and risk losing missing a play here. It's going to be 3rd down and long. The scoreboard says 3rd and 26. With 3:50 left and the Bears have 3 timeouts left, I don't think this is, 2-down territory here. If you don't get it, you can still punt it away and get it back. But what's the best option here, Dan? Do you try and get a screen and get Bauman in some space?
Well, I mean, crossing route, 15, 20 yards down the field, get the ball in somebody's hands. Make it something a little more manageable on the backside of that. But I don't know. We've released receivers twice, right? And he's looked at them and said no, and by then they're 50 yards down the field. So I'm not sure. Joe Namath is not throwing the ball to him at that point. So I don't like those. I don't like that route for him, being kind of young. But you got to tie it in. You got some people across the middle. They're not excessively tall team, so get the ball out of your hands. There you go.
Throw it here, pass down the field, and just overshot his receiver. Boy, that was Hayden Daggett, and he had his man beat right at the 50-yard line. It would have been enough for a 1st down, but ball was about a yard too far, and pass is incomplete. It'll set up 4th down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. The first time this season, I'm going to say it. I'm going to curse the passing tree routes. Right? It's the same thing. They take it and they flare out, and then they teach these kids to throw the ball. Well, there's a lot of action going on in the middle of the field, right? Just have them come back, run a button hook, run something, but everything's passing tree, and again, they get the ball out before they know anybody's open, and again, it just doesn't lead to a lot of completions.
Donner will punt it away. Schottenkirk is the returner. It's a really nice kick.
Oh, but
bounces at the 45 and inside of the 45 down to the 43-yard line. The Bears will down it there. So 3:31 left. Blair down by 7. Defense needs a 3 and out, and the Bears are more than likely going to utilize some of their timeouts to try to get the ball back to their offense.
Yeah, Yeoman's got a pretty lively leg, right? He's probably getting tired. I mean, he's punted about 27 times, but no, I mean he's got a good leg on him. That's a really nice punt. We didn't get a great bounce on it. Sometimes that thing will kick another 15 yards, but it just bounced straight up. But again, nice. Pretty good form. Nice kick. Come on, D. It's got to be quick.
Easily from the shotgun from his 43. 2 receivers to his right. Got to believe this is going to be a running play here to get the clock started. They will hand it off on 1st down. It's Doring, his best run of the second half for sure. He's across the 45 out to about the 47. Now you got to keep an eye on the clock. The Bears are not going to stop it. It'll be 2nd down at about 6.
Yeah, it's that time of the game where you need a turnover, you need a play, you need something to happen, and you're probably going to see more angles, more blitzes, people coming off the edge, maybe a little bit more up the middle, but maybe something popped the ball loose. But you gotta make something happen.
Easley has his players lined up, but he's waiting, looking directly at the back judge here for him to signal there's 5 seconds left on the play clock. Now he's got the sign.
Lord.
He'll send a man in motion and a flag
thrown
before the snap of the football. This is going to be a procedure penalty.
They gave him about 1 minute and 15 since the ball was set.
2:43 left on the clock.
They got tired.
So the the procedure penalty, will back Pius back up behind the original line of scrimmage, and instead of 2nd and 6, it will be 2nd down and 11. Clock, I believe, now should start on the snap of the football. Thunderbolts keeping most of their players in tight. They will send one man wide here to the left
keep
side.
It simple, yeah.
There's a snap and the handoff to Doring. He's dropped in the backfield. Now you got to think the Bears, well, got a flag thrown here. Hopefully this isn't on the defense. Thrown in from
holding
the near side. No gain on the play. What do you take the penalty here, Dan, or do you make it 3rd down with the time at 2:26?
Well, you think you move them back, but now you got to think about giving them another snap.
Right.
So.
I'd almost be inclined to decline the penalty and make it 3rd down and 11.
Yeah. Not sure either choice is incorrect. It just depends how this thing plays out.
Right.
But
so I haven't seen any indication yet from the officials.
You probably save a timeout, right, by not giving them the extra snap. So
we do have a timeout taken. I didn't see if it was Blair or Pius that called the timeout, but either way, let's step away here for 30 seconds. 2:26 left to play in the game. The down will be 3rd. It's 3rd and 11 when we come back on BSDN Live.
Thank you for being a part of BSDN Live coverage of the Blair Bears. We're proud to partner with many local businesses that are supporting all of the Blair School activities. Join us in thanking them as well. Awful Nice Guys Heating and Air Conditioning, locally serving Washington County for 25 years and counting. Find out more about Mike Beebe and the team at awfulniceguys.com. Memorial Community Hospital and Health System, serving Blair, Fort Calhoun, and Tacoma with continued expansion of services from birth and beyond. Learn more at mchhs.org. Woodhouse Auto Family, serving our community and the world with all of your driving needs.
And welcome back here to BSDN Live. Big defensive play coming up here for the Bears. 3rd down and 11. 2:26 left to play in the game. Pius leads it 14-7. Ball at the Thunderbolts' 42-yard line. Easley will send 2 men to his right, 1 man to the left. He'll work from the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. It's Doring trying to bounce it outside. He's going to be run down in the backfield. Nice job there by the Bears defense. That's Tucker Storjohn again with the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Bears will call the timeout. They'll stop the clock with 2:21 left. And now I believe, Dan, they'll have 1 timeout left in their pocket. They should get the ball back after the punt with roughly 2 minutes.
Yeah, in our quest for newer, younger players that we're seeing get on the field this year, that's a couple times we've called Tucker Storjohn's name, and again, nice play and a good tenacity, right? I mean, the kid, that's their starting running back. He spun out of it, and Tucker stayed with it and wrapped him up and took him to the ground. Got a little help at the end there. So, again, love to see that out of the young players, right? I mean, that's what's gonna build this thing back up. So, again, it's a great night for lessons, right?
Yep.
You've got quite a few sophomores and juniors out there playing, and again, I think even their body language now is a little bit different than it was in the beginning. You know, they're in a game. They could still yet win here if some things come together for them. So I'm having fun.
See if the Bears send pressure here on this punt. They do not, and the Thunderbolts take their time. They get away a good punt. It's handled at the 20-yard line, out across the 30 to the 35. That's Smutney with the return. Pretty good return, but wrapped up before he could get to the 40. Blair will have it. As actually, scoreboard shows that they've got 2 timeouts, so that's either incorrect or Pius called the 1 timeout prior to that. Not sure exactly, so we'll defer to the scoreboard. 2:09 left. Bears down by 7. That's the important number.
Right. Well, here we are. This is why we play the game. So 2 minutes, not a lot of time to churn the ball down the field with your pretty talented running back, so we're going to probably have to air this thing out a little bit.
We saw this at the end of the first half. The pass is thrown. It's caught there at about the 48-yard line. I was just about to say, we saw this at the end of the first half. They were able to move the ball 5 to 10 yards with those out routes, and that's the first play we see here on this drive. It's Hayden Daggett with the catch. Didn't get a great spot, actually, as they put him all the way back to the 46, but it's a first down nonetheless.
I'm sorry, walked on you there. But, yeah, and I'm not sure their speedsters – 100%. I don't know. I think he's been beat up a little bit. Either that or he's ran 16 miles tonight, and probably so has Hayden. But
right.
But again, I've said it since the second quarter. You got a talented receiver like that. You just got to get the ball to him a little bit, right? And that's the name of the game.
It's working with a 7-yard cushion again. Leggett's going to roll to his left. Got to get rid of it here as he's pressured. He'll dump it into the Lincoln Pius bench and live to fight another play. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, yeah.
Maybe got a little bit quick leaving the pocket.
Yeah, you got to give him credit for being mobile and getting out there, but the fact of the matter, at this point, you're just bouncing out of there. And again, you're losing track of all your reads, your receivers, and then you're having to find them again, and it's not happening. So I don't want to see it, and they're not really rushing the passer that aggressively, right? So maybe try to stay in the pocket, complete a pass, get a good ball off. Just don't make it too hard on yourself, right?
2nd and 10. He looks towards Daggett. Now he's looking back the other way.
There
pass
you go.
over the middle. It is.
There you go. Where'd that go?
Bo Meyer over the middle.
Boy.
Big catch there by the senior tight end.
They heard me at the other end.
Let's see. Did he get the first down? Boy, another interesting spot there as Meyer caught that one across the 45, but they'll put it down at the 45. Clock running. Minute and a half left. Plenty of time. Leggett back to pass. Flush from the pocket. He's going to throw it out of bounds.
Heck.
He's dumped after he left the field of play. And I think our officials are going to try and decide if this is an intentional grounding.
If you have an all-state running back and it's 3rd and 1, why don't we just go ahead and, why don't we just hand him the ball and see if he can't go in there and furrow you a yard? Come on now, Blair.
Interesting.
Come on, folks.
Clock stop with a minute 22, and our officials are conferring over here, and we're going to get an intentional grounding call.
I'm not sure. No, I think they're going to call it a complete pass.
No, they dropped the flag. Right, it's hard to see, but it's right by the white 5 into 50. Yep. So, unfortunate break. Oh, and then a personal foul.
Offsetting.
So, that personal foul is the hit out of bounds. So, then if they're offsetting, I think you're
3rd and 1, run the ball. Sorry, folks.
That's okay. Let's see if
I became a fan just for a short period of time.
Got to make sure our officials get the down right over there. There it is. 3rd down, and you're right, Dan.
Yeah, just get still a first down and see what we can do here.
You got it. Timeout in your back pocket. Minute 22 left. This is get Blaze bombing the ball. You never know. He could bust one, too. We saw that in the first half. Or, yes, it was at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I kind of like that little crossbuck action where they're pulling guys. And then there's a little bit of Hayden Daggett in there where they're moving around and having to think. So now here it just might be, muscle and mud. But
yep, let's see what they do. It's 3rd and short. It's back to pass. Leggett looking to his right, has a man down there. It's Daggett, and he overshot him by a yard. He got his fingertips on it, and it's incomplete.
That's guys, they call that 2 fast guys running down the field together, right? I mean, he'd had to kind of get airborne to try to go for that. But
one more step, and he had it.
And Blair's thinking might also be 4th and 1. We'll run the ball, right, and get our first down. But
well, now they're going to have to because it is 4th. It's 4th and less than a yard. Ball is at the 45. They need just shy of the 44.
Yeah, see, this is when I lose my new football community because they snap, so often we'll snap the ball 5 yards deep. Now you need a 6-yard, advancement of the ball, and I don't get it.
They're going to hand it off. Bauman straight forward with some force. He's got the first down. That's all they needed.
Good job.
Blaze still stays on his feet. Minute 12 left.
Yeah,
Clock will stop while they move the chains. Bears need to get set.
Yeah,
They
Blair
still do
needed
have a
ready to go.
timeout. Sorry, Dan, talking right over you there. They do have a timeout. They'll line up quickly. The clock is running now as we approach a minute.
Right there. Right
Leggett
there.
back to pass. Fires
All
it
day
out
long.
here into the flat.
All
It's
day long.
complete.
All day long.
It's Hayden Daggett out here. That play has been there on this drive. It's only the second time we've seen
Well, here's the thing,
Leggett
right?
go to it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you got two of the fastest kids in the state sitting there running around each other, so get him to come up and if you want him to bite, then you got to get him to come up. So you run those under routes. I mean, it's pitch and catch time, right? That's what you do, and you're near out of bounds. So I guess if he's covered, fire one and hit the mascot, as they say in the old days. But I mean, pretty simple stuff, right?
Minute left. It's 1st and 10 for the Bears from the 33. They'll work again from the shotgun. Ball is on the turf. Leggett able to pick it up.
Get out
Now he's
there.
going to sprint to his left.
Get
He
out
could just
there and
try to
run.
hustle to
Get
the
out
edge,
there
and he
and run.
does.
Nice
Leggett
job. Good.
picks up some good yardage.
that's how
Stop
you
the
do it.
clock. Finally stepped out of bounds inside of the 30. Where are they going to put him? At the 28-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain on the play. Nope, 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Mr. Leggett, I apologize for telling you bounce out of the pocket. That one, a little bobble of the snap, folks, so the ball's on the ground a little bit, and then he popped up and showed good speed, right? Got outside and went up, got out of bounds, and still got 5 yards. So if it's going to get broken, get 5 yards and stop the clock. So wonderful.
2nd and 6. Maybe an opportunity to take a shot here into the end zone. You still have 2 downs to get the first down if you're unsuccessful. Let's see what the Bears do. Another bad snap, and Bauman just picks it up. Boy, that one rolled back to the quarterback. Bears are probably going to have to use their timeout here. That's unfortunate. That's 2 poor snaps in a row. Not sure what the problem is, but Blair will call the timeout. No gain on the play. In fact, they probably lost 2. It's going to set up 3rd down and at least 8, maybe 9.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's holding on a little long and it's catching the underside of his fanny or what, but it's on the ground. So that's just something the O-line coach needs to calm him down, and because he's up until this series the snaps have been fine. So just relax, buddy.
Yep.
Get the snap off, pop up, and they also might have covered him now, which is a little bit different if you're in a played it. So
Right.
I'm saying a little different when nobody's covering you. All of a sudden somebody's covering you. And the snap doesn't get done, but you're in position to block. Get the snap up. Just relax, right? You did it all game. So
3rd down and 9 when we come out of this timeout. Let's see if they move Daggett over to the left side of the field. That's the short side, and that's where they've been effective with those out routes. If they keep him on the right side, it's going to be a much longer throw for Leggett to make. Well, they can go to a different receiver for that matter, too. Certainly they've got other guys out there, but the connection has worked with Hayden Daggett.
it wouldn't break my heart to see him break out and give a little post route or something like that. But again, are you going to have the time to set it up? Right.
They do move Daggett over to the left side of the formation. Leggett is back to pass. Lot of time. Now he's going to be flush from the pocket, looking downfield, and he's going to get rid of it. He has to throw it away. Leggett got planted after he threw the football. The officials say they must have still been holding on to it, so no roughing the passer call, and now it's do or die time for the Bears. It's 4th and 9. 36.6 seconds left. If Blair doesn't get the first down here with no timeouts, Pius would just have to kneel at once to wrap this game up.
Yeah, and it confuses me a little bit. I mean, you had Daggett over here last time with twins on the other side, and he ran a nice little out route, and Morrow's giving him a little respect because of his speed. It's wide open, right? And you go away from it, and you attempt to do something else, and it just kind of confuses me.
On 4th and 9, Leggett will throw, looking downfield over the pylon, and he has overthrown his receiver down there. It was Daggett, guarded by Morrow, no flag, and after the incompletion, that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Thunderbolts. Oh, boy. We have a flag thrown, Dan. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. If this is a unsportsmanlike conduct, Charlie Morrow turned to the Blair student section and waved a finger in their direction. Let's see if that's the call.
Dead ball, though.
It's dead ball, so it probably will be still Pius football. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think that's dead ball and 4 Hail Marys, sir. Sorry, but that's what's going to happen. So
there's the call.
It wasn't during the play.
Yep. Pass is incomplete. Unsportsmanlike conduct after the fact.
But here's the thing. We just saw a shot, right? And we did a passing tree route, and he threw the ball before the receiver was there. Whereas you still could go deep with him and let him cross across the middle. I mean, he's 25 yards deep. Let him cross across the middle and let him adjust to a ball. That's a home run or nothing. And it's just tough, right?
Yeah.
It's great to do in practice, and we throw these routes, and they're easier to do when you're not covered, right? So anyway, good effort by the Bears.
Yeah, really good effort from both teams. No scoring in the second half as Pius takes the knee, and the Bears don't have a timeout.
Defenses took over, didn't they?
Yeah, it sure did. 14-7 will be your final score, and Blair now will fall to 0-2 on the season. Their next game, by the way, next Thursday the 11th, they'll be on the road at Gretna. So no Friday game. At the moment, we'll plan to be there. Still waiting for clearance. If we are allowed to show up on site, broadcast the game, we'll be there for you. But that'll do it for us here this evening. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to Martha for helping out back up here in the booth. And, of course, thanks to Dan. Always good to be back with you, Dan. Bears now 0-2. Lincoln Pius picks up their first win of the year. They're 1-1. We'll see you next week on BSDN Live.
Night, folks.
Being a part of BSDN Live coverage of the Blair Bears. We're proud to partner with many local businesses that are supporting all of the Blair School activities. Join us in thanking them as well. Awful Nice Guys Heating and Air Conditioning, locally serving Washington County for 25 years and counting. Find out more about Mike Beebe and the team at awfulniceguys.com. Memorial Community Hospital and Health System, serving Blair, Fort Calhoun, and Tacoma with continued expansion of services from birth and beyond. Learn more at mchhs.org. Woodhouse Auto Family, serving our community and the world with all of your driving needs. Search woodhouse.com. For real estate, nobody knows Washington County like WC Real Estate. Blair Eye Associates, Dr. Ryan Palmer. Jackson and Associates, Inc. RVR Bank for your local banking and wealth management needs. Balls Out Motors, Tax and Business Consultants, Turnkey Nerds,